Uh, I don't even see anything in here. I clicked the icon. Like, am I dented? Yeah. Oh, it's people are here we going. People are here we going in the chat. Is this it? Did we do it? It time go? We got it, boys. I hate it on this planet. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. All right. All right. Yep. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. Disaster stream indeed. I actually hit go live and it didn't go through, I guess. I don't know. I've hit go live like I hit go live every other time. Jesus. I hate it on this planet. I'm so sorry for everybody. I wasted your time. We were listening to music. We were chatting. I was shouting you guys out for showing up. I appreciate it. Everybody who showed up. We got the chat on the screen today. So sorry. So sorry. It's me. You guys like pizza? All right. So now that we're extra late, yeah, we are going to we're going to be taking a look at the huge begging segment that we got the other day. Start the stream over. I can't. We're too far in. I can't be bothered to redo my Halloween event just late. Shut up. We're going to be looking at this hardcore beg. Hopefully we're going to watch this COD clip because I haven't seen it yet, and then if we have time after that, even I've got the suggestions from the other day pulled up because I haven't talked about those and it was kind of awful. So let's go ahead and take a look at those today, depending on how much time we have. Oh, shout out to everybody for showing up. Really appreciate it. Thanks for putting up with my dent-headedness this morning. I don't know. I don't know. It's throwing off my whole rhythm. All right, pizza pie. We get it. Pizza pie. Let me tell you something, brother. Exactly. Exactly. Yo, we can't hear the. Are we serious? We can't hear the video. Are Skycra? Are you serious? Can't hear the video? No sound? Oh my god, I hate it on this. I hate it on this planet. It sucks here. It's awful. It's terrible. Okay. Hold up. Live tech stream. Somebody support. Somebody do your thing. Can we still hear me? I changed the thing. Can we still hear me? Hello. Awesome, sick, great. Yeah, disaster stream, guys. Throw the stream away. Jesus Christ. Everything is terrible. Everything should be the same. Could Yeah. Yup. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 It says that it's registering through like when I play the video, it shows up on my meters that it's coming through.
the computer up. intrusive are these ads? How
go
often do they play?
into
I'm purpose.
source for that.
So yeah. The source for is the sound is on now. I think that was the wrong one though. I think they were hearing you for a second. Through this one. I think this one's you.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want that one. No, I don't. I hope not. Yeah, I think they're hearing you. Yo, we have so much fun around here. Did I?
Going to run in 10 seconds.
That okay? It's showing up now.
You guys can tell me.
I heard the ping.
How many are there? I want your feedback.
Yeah, it's showing up in the meters here.
But I'm going to continue on with the show.
Yeah, I'm talking to the Pakistani tech support guy. He's got an accent. That's the guy though. You guys hear the guy now?
See the ads?
Okay. All right. Jesus Christ. I messed everything up trying to fix my microphone because I'm too stupid. All right. No, it's all good. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you. Jesus Christ, boys. We are back at it again. Here we go. You know, third time's a charm. Starting the video. You guys didn't hear any of the music then. That's a shame. We were playing Pizza Pie. Let me tell you something, brother. Jesus. Yeah, I just pulled a DSP. Hey, sometimes you got to talk to the tech support. I don't know.
Now, by the way, guys.
Can't blame it on the landscapers. My window's closed.
I just want to try it for today's stream. I have YouTube set up automatic ads on this stream, but I had it set up ultra conservative automatic ads.
Ultra conservative.
Because there's 3 levels: heavy ads, medium ads, and conservative ads. I set it up to be conservative ads. So for those of you watching live,
and I know that it's probably just me, but whenever he says conservative ads and he's talking about this, I keep thinking it's going to play like a bunch of like Donald Trump ads for some reason. I know it's just my dented brain, but it's just my first thoughts.
I'm curious, how intrusive are these?
How many gallons of snot do I think Phil drinks a day? Probably at least 1. That's a lot of snot a gallon.
Ad break is going to run in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Ink, it didn't take me 3 days.
What kind of ads do you see? How many are there? I want your feedback, all right? So it's going to start in just a few seconds here, but I'm going to continue on with the show. Many of you, if you're watching on demand, you probably will not see the ads. Okay? And some of you may not see ads at all. All right? Why? Why won't you see the ads? Because ads are regional. They're based on location. So you may live in a part of the world where the ads don't apply, so you won't see them. You may have ad blockers, which is fine. I'm not even going to advise you at this point to not use an ad blocker on YouTube anymore. That's your prerogative.
I hope all of your ad blockers work indefinitely. YouTube can go to hell. Please run your ad blockers. Don't ever turn them off. Find other ways around it. I don't know if just do it. I don't give YouTube money. Please. I don't like it. Yeah, he could just say low, moderate, and high ads. He absolutely could, but he's a weirdo, and that's probably how it's worded, so he reads it exactly like that. What's going on, Waifu King? Doing good this morning despite the disaster stream start. We're off now, so you may live in an area where there's no ads. Yeah, you could. Paul Turner, uBlock Origin Bros? Yeah, if mine worked, that'd be great, but it doesn't. I pay for premium. You got to do what you got to do. If you find it worth your money, go for it, but I personally just don't like YouTube very much, so I hope all your ad blocks work forever.
I will say this.
I think it's dirty, grimy to put ads on a stream, though, like a live stream. That's disgusting, and I think mid-rolls are gross, too. So
like $15 a month or something like that, but you never have to watch an ad. Everything works at the highest quality all the time. You could pre-download shows to watch when you don't have a good internet connection. You can have YouTube in the background playing as like music, like a music playlist.
Oh shit. Yo, did they increase the price of YouTube Premium again? It was like what, $10 and then it was 15? Are you saying it's 22 a month now? Hell no. Never in my life. I as sooner do something to the YouTube headquarters before they're getting $22 a month out of me. You're out of your mind.
I do that all the time. So
yeah, he's pushing premium for sure. And I don't know why he has to shill YouTube Premium. Like either you were gonna get it or you weren't gonna get it. Like DSP telling you that you should look into it because he enjoys it is stupid. It's just dumb. There's no reason that he needs to be shilling for YouTube Premium other than to line his own pockets.
Someone like me who uses YouTube all the time, it's very useful. Yes, it costs money, but and by the way,
yeah, and he's shilling YouTube Premium for free. He's not even getting paid for it.
Who has ads on their content? You don't have to watch the ads, and they get paid as if you did. You see, so I strongly recommend it. Anyway, so you might say, you might say, well, why are you trying this?
I'm not surprised with Facebook, Lauren. The internet's just awful now.
Every day, YouTube pressures me.
Everyone should just go outside. Watch my streams outside and like take a walk. Don't be on the internet anymore, I guess. They ruined it.
All right. And or that we just designed. And what it is, 3 levels. It's like super intrusive.
Did he just hold that up wrong? Nice. Glad we could put that back.
Or that we just designed. And what it is, 3 levels. It's like
oh my god, he did it to him, boys. He said 3 and held up 4. Dude, actual children could do that better than him. How did he mess that up? What the hell? He can't even count. Oh man, the Jinn has absolutely ruined this man. Oh man.
Heavy ads, medium balanced ads, and conservative ads. All right, and I'm curious. Number 1, how often will they play for you guys? And number 2, how intrusive they are. And of course, number 3, will they even help me or my business? Right now I had a couple hundred people on the stream, and out of that, how many of you actually just watched an ad? Right, maybe like 20%. So what did I make? Like a nickel, right?
This is such a weird thing for a content creator to actually want to talk about anyway. It's for someone who's entirely crowd-funded individual, doesn't have to shill, even though he just shilled YouTube Premium to you guys, and has been talking for years about how terrible the ad revenue is. He's willing to ruin the quality of his streams, whatever quality was actually left in him, being that it's a DSP stream, but he's willing to ruin that to just put in an ad every 15 minutes. What's it worth to you, DSP? What is that nickel worth? And why are you even mentioning how much it would be or like hypothetically would be? It just seems dumb to me. I don't like it at all. It's scummy. It's awful. It's piss.
Try it out for a few streams to see how it works. And if it ends up being something insanely annoying, then I'm just going to turn it off forever.
Yeah, and this segment is intrusive. He's taking time out of the content that he's actually supposed to be doing to talk to you about his ads on his stream.
Right now I left it on conservative just to see how often the conservative ads play and how many and how bad it is. Maybe even balanced would be okay. I don't know, because again, balanced for what we think versus balanced for what YouTube thinks could be 2 completely different things, right? So,
Waifu King, did Mike Klum give Duty $20? Because he only gave me 10. I'm about to DM him. I'm JK, but it's the truth.
Let's see what happens. All right,
but he totally should have watched that damn documentary. He's dumb for not, if you ask me.
The other thing going on in my mind, we asked me, well, Phil, how are you doing? Well, first of all, I'm just not doing very well because I've been sick. And these lingering symptoms won't go away, and they are annoying me, and they're making my streams. It's annoying. It's intrusive. I have to keep blowing my nose. I have to keep clearing my junk and stuff like that.
What? You got to clear your junk? I don't. That's not. People don't typically.
know, they're making my streams. It's annoying. It's intrusive. I have to keep blowing my nose. I have to keep clearing my junk and stuff like that.
I've never heard anyone refer to their like mucus or their snot or whatever as junk. Usually that's
paying for it. It is not $23 a month. I don't know what region you live in. That's not in the United States though. Where I live, I'm not paying $23 a month for YouTube Premium. I hate to tell you. It sounds to me like you're paying for it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He was clearing his junk during the incident for sure.
Probably paying for it through a third party. I should actually bring this up. This is very important. If you were someone who does everything through your phone,
it's very important. This is very important.
And you have an Apple device, you're getting ripped off. Okay? If you do anything.
Well, if you have, hey, I hate to tell you, and I'm not trying to deride nobody, but if you paid for an Apple device, you got ripped off point blank. That's it. That's it, folks. We're not Team Apple over here in the bookkeeping household. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about other people in this house, but I'm not.
Anything through Apple itself
could never.
They charge you a premium amount of money for literally nothing. They do nothing with it but pocket it. Okay? So let's say, for example, you're
nice.
And you're watching YouTube through the app on your iPhone. And it pops up, join YouTube Premium. The price they're going to charge you via that method is like $5 more a month than what it actually costs. Because Apple pockets $5. I'm not kidding. Don't do it through your phone. Any subscription you pay for, never do it through an Apple device. Do it through your desktop computer and have it auto-renew through desktop through a manual payment method, and you will save all of that money. It is a complete ripoff. I'm not kidding you. Any subscription service, because I've had other subscription services. I've had delivery services, like food delivery services. I've had YouTube Premium and all that, and I didn't realize I was paying more money through the iPhone, and I canceled all of them, and I did them all through my desktop, and now I'm saving like $30 a month.
Yeah, that's because just like everything else that Apple does, you're paying for the convenience. You're paying for the streamline. I mean, it really is that simple. And they do that because they know they can do that. And nobody's going to look into it because typically, this is broad strokes here from Android gang. My understanding of a lot of iPhone users is that they are willing to pay more for the same product for no reason, because that's what people do in their sphere, you know? There's a lot of people who aren't as tight with their money who are willing to pay their Apple surcharge, essentially, just because they want to have the thing that everybody else has. And they're willing to go through Apple services. And if I mean, I don't know if this is specifically true, but they would be willing to pay this upcharge for essentially just handing Apple money because it goes through their phone and it's easier for them and they prefer the UI. That's it. Jackie, you're in the market for a new phone. What's the benefits of other phones that aren't iPhone? I personally like the customizability that I have with my Android. I download a lot of strange like APKs and YouTube revanced and all of that, so I don't have to pay for YouTube. Hey, I'm not saying nothing, but yeah, no, there's a lot of things that I can do on my phone to get around certain things that I much prefer to do. There's just a lot of things that I can do that I would prefer to do, and Apple won't let you. I mean, it really is that simple. And also, I buy cheaper like Androids, like older Androids when I buy phones. So I've never paid over $500 for a phone, and I never will. You can't make me. I'll have a flip phone or no phone before I'm paying that kind of price. You're insane. It will never happen.
That Apple used to just pocket for no reason. Okay, so that's a good piece of advice there.
Waifu, maybe phones explode. I don't know. I've never had a phone explode.
There you go. Anyway, so getting back to the subject at hand. Okay, so
Mozilla the Mozilla app and uBlock do work on Android for sure. That was a new update, I believe.
From the illness that is going on right now, and it won't go away. But now let's talk honestly about what's been going on with my content and the streams and everything recently. Okay, so first of all, I missed out on 3 entire full days of streams.
New donation from Snow Yosef.
And it sent me back in a big
Snow Yosef with the dono.
You know,
over on coffee.
Major playthroughs. I had good momentum going for Spider-Man and Mario, and I put them on hiatus to play Alan Wake 2 for 2 straight days. And then the whole idea was to continue with that momentum, have a Halloween event in the middle, and then keep pushing. And by losing 3+ days of streaming, it has set me back tremendously. Now,
I love that he goes from I was sick for a week to it was 3+ days of streaming. Like, he's always so back and forth on that. Just like, why can't it be one or the other? Why can't you just be honest and say, we all know it was 3 days of streaming. We're all well aware, and we're all well aware that you were just being a bitch, essentially. I've never met anybody who couldn't play video games while they were sick. Never in my life. The fact that you couldn't get on stream and do what you do every day because you were sick is absurd to me and quite unjustifiable. And then to complain every single stream and bring it up every single stream how sick you are and talk about how far, I'm so sorry if you can hear that, how far back it set you is, man, it's awful content and you should feel bad. Nobody made you sick in your chat. Nobody wants to hear about how sick you were. No one wants to keep being reminded that you were set back. Nobody cares. Play the game.
the momentum that I had with those games is literally gone. All right. I've noticed that a lot of people are just kind of like, blah, you know, well, we like the games that you were playing, but blah, you know, Spider-Man's been out for 3 weeks. Mario's been out for 3 weeks. Alan Wake's been out for almost 2 weeks now. You know.
Why does it matter how long these games have been out, though? If you're, like, as someone who watched a lot of... This is not the same rant from your earlier video. No, it's not. It's not the same rant. Stop it. As someone who's watched a lot of gameplay content from, like, the best friends back in the day, and there was a lot of other YouTubers that I watched, it never mattered to me how old the game was, because at the end of the day, I was there to listen to somebody that I enjoyed the presence of talk and tell funny stories or have banter with another person or whatever, while playing a game that I was even semi-interested in or even sometimes not interested in at all, but they were making it interesting. Like, the one that comes to the top of my head is I watched all of this, the two best friends play, like, Disaster Day of Reckoning or something like that. It was like a shitty Wii game that looked god-awful. And I watched the entire thing. I didn't care about the game. It didn't matter to me how old it was. I don't know why it matters to anybody else, or he thinks it matters to anybody else in his chat. I know it's those day one views that he's after, but I don't think that those day one views make up for actually making good content.
Oh, and we don't really care about it anymore. On to the next. What's new? When's the new game coming? When's the next new thing you're playing? Right? And truth be told, not to say that this is unwarranted, I hear ya. When you're playing the same game for 2-3 weeks in the midst of the busiest gaming season, when there are all these other games coming out, you're kind of...
The busiest gaming season.
Right? But what's happened, and I just started talking about this recently.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there because I want to talk about the busiest gaming season, guys. It's the hardcore gaming season. You know, all of those games that not everybody plays because not everybody's interested in every single game. It's very strange to me that he's a variety streamer, and I get that you play a variety of games, but insisting that you play every single new release and putting all of your other content basically on hold and all of the other games that people want to see on hold because you have to play the newest games it's a very strange business decision to me. And it's not one that I would particularly recommend. Because people in your chat, people who support you, are asking you to play certain games, and I don't think that you should just kowtow to everything that they say, but you should definitely be interested in doing the things that they want to see. And instead, he's put everything on hiatus because he has to play a game when it comes out. Like with Spider-Man, I get it. Cool. Fine. Whatever. With Alan Wake 2, cool. Fine. I get it. Whatever. But there's definitely been games in the past that he just didn't have to play as soon as they released and could have been put off so that he could play something that people have been asking for. And I don't think he ever played Mario Sunshine like he was supposed to. Where no one ever held him accountable for that.
Is today, it seems like every single game...
Yeah, Stacky, ripped to the shitstorm of scariness for sure. Every year I was hyped for it.
Ends up being a minimum of a 20-hour gameplay experience. Most of these games ended up being around 30 hours, okay? And it did not used to be like that. Back in the day, when, you know, it was the busiest gaming season of the year, you would frequently get some games that were like multiplayer.
Waifu, I remember the Kirby, the Souls-like Kirby game.
A lot of these games would have around maybe a 10-hour story campaign with
Kirby
some
Souls.
content, but you could essentially beat a new release game within a week of it coming out. Even balancing it with other games, you'd still be able to get through that new release and wrap it up and move on to the next and move on to the next and move on to the next. But what happened is...
And that's how he plays these games. He needs them to be short. He preferred when you got less content out of a video game because he was able to put it on the conveyor belt and get it off as soon as possible to get more day one views, because that's all he's ever been looking for. And he can now talk about, oh, I don't play games like that. I do all of the side content. I don't rush through games anymore. But you can hear in his voice when he's begrudgingly playing these games all the way through, he hates how long they are. He hates all of the side content. Any sort of optional anything in a game is fluff to him. It's just padding because they wanted to make the game longer. I don't personally like when games are 100 hours long or whatever if I don't like the game, but games that I enjoy, if they are longer, great, that's more game for me. I don't typically finish games anyway, but if I do, I would love for there to always be more game. That's fantastic. That's why I mod my games. That's why I play games that I can mod, that have infinite replayability, so to speak. Because when I like a game, I want to keep playing the game.
In the last 10 years... most of these games that have been coming out have now been held to a higher standard. It was since the dawn of the PS4 and Xbox One when consoles could now handle...
Inked, please don't be Pakistani tech support.
It's almost expected, right? That every single game that comes out has
Actually,
to have
you can. It would be a funny meme.
20-hour story and 20 hours of side content. And in order to do a good playthrough of it, you've got to take your time, you've got to explore, you got to look for the extra lore, you got to be a completionist, you got to do this or do that. You gotta play at the higher difficulty, you gotta challenge yourself. And if you don't, your playthrough sucks and it's not worth watching. Right? It's not like back in the day when a new game would come out and I would immediately buy it, rush through it, beat it within a few days, on to the next, and I would have 12 playthroughs out in a month. In 1 month.
Yeah, DSP is sitting here being salty that he can't just rush through games anymore and that people expect to actually see the content that's in the game that somebody is playing. Heaven forbid people actually want to see the game. At least in my case, back in the day, I watched a lot of games that I was never going to play. The volume's a bit low. I can bump it. At least when I watched a lot of video game content, it was a lot of games I was never going to play. So actually seeing most, if not all, of the content was great. Thank you for subbing, Waffle Master 3000. It's important to a playthrough that you show off at least most, if not all, of the aspects of the game so that people can experience it and see it, because they're probably never going to see it again. Heaven forbid people actually want to see the game, or actually you have to play the game that you paid for. And that's one of the things that killed me about him talking about the install for Modern Warfare 3, which is a video coming out today at noon. He's defending Activision Blizzard and the size of their games, talking about, oh, well, you get to decide what content you do and don't want to install, so it's fine that it's 200 plus gigs. That's great, but I feel like most people should be playing the content that they paid for, which is the campaign. I get you're deciding not to, you're not going to show anybody that, but I think it's a good idea that people play the content they paid for, so the game should be a reasonable installation length. Or size, rather.
12 games completed. It's not like that anymore. It's not even possible. Number one being...
Yes, Jackie, he did admit to not wanting to challenge himself by doing the content and playing on higher difficulties. That's why he plays on easy mode.
Sit here and record as much as I want and upload as much as I want. I'm adhering to a schedule, a live schedule, right? But in addition to that, things are different. People want these more in-depth gameplay experiences. They don't want me to rush through every piece of content. You want me to explore. You want me to have a meaningful time with you. Interaction with the stream chat. This
meaningful time.
It's not something that can be rushed through anymore.
What up, Toxic Cherry Juice? Yeah, exactly. He'd rather hang out in bathrooms in Warzone and talk to his chat and complain about Tevin than actually play a game on any sort of difficulty, and then he'll run out and die in about 5 minutes when he's like last 15, and then tell you that it's bullshit and he hates the game.
Enjoying. Spider-Man 2, Mario Wonder, and Alan Wake 2. Once I start playing a game and I get to like week 2 of a game, I notice a distinct drop-off in attention, attendance, engagement, and support for these kind of games. And literally, that's what I'm playing right now. I am 20 hours in to 3 different games that I'm playing right now. So, as much as I'm enjoying it, okay? And I hope that you see that, because I am really enjoying all the games I'm playing. And you know what? I want to know truthfully, and this is, I know, crazy. I have not looked at view counts on my streams in over a month.
X to Dow, boys. We're pressing X on that one. Absolutely. I don't believe that he doesn't look at the numbers. His ego is too fragile for him to not be looking at numbers almost all of the time. Yo, shout out Pakistani tech support in chat. Big ups.
What I did is in the month of
What
October,
in the goddamn?
The Biz just super chat $5. Love your curated content, dude. Much love. Big ups.
Appreciate the $5, brother. 100%. Appreciate it, the Abyss. Glad I could supply the curated content.
I extended the size of my preview setup on my desktop. So now I see more of the stream and more of all the stats of the stream. And it covers up view count. And it covers up the amount of likes. You might have noticed I never say, hey, please like the stream. You noticed that, right?
Morning, Mr. Sargenta.
I never say, hey, let's hit 100 likes and do a bubble blow. I never talk about it anymore.
Sargenta.
Why? Because I don't see it.
Not Sargenta like the
Right
cheese.
now.
Might be.
And I've done that in order to...
Yeah, what is these kinds of games? Games that take an extended period of time to finish. Yeah, that's those style of games. Just, you know, games that you can't beat in 5 hours. But games that you can beat in 5 hours or 1 stream or 2 streams or whatever he complains about. Hence, what happened with that last Sonic game. If every game that came out was the length of that Sonic game, he'd be having an absolute conniption fit. Or if more games like that came out. I guess if every single one came out, he could plan his schedule to it. But if more games came out and they were like 7, 9 hours long, he'd be pissed. He'd be like, well, you can't charge full price for this. You can't, you expect people to replay the game? How dare you? Like, yes, you're supposed to do your New Game Plus run. You're supposed to play on a harder difficulty. You're supposed to do the optional challenge. That's why they put it in the game. That's why they designed it like that. If they didn't expect you to play it, if they didn't want you to play it, why would they bother coding it like that? They took the time out of their day to set it up. Why would they expect you to not play it?
Try to just relax and enjoy what I'm doing and not be focused on metrics and not be focused on performance, but just be focused on relaxing. Okay?
I didn't mean to pause a mid snort. But yeah, he's so focused on thank you, Fafana, for the subscription. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, he's so focused on relaxing that he begs all the time. That makes me relax, you know. I when I'm sitting here after work and I'm playing video games and listening to music, I just beg out loud. I ask non-existent people for money because I find it relaxing. It makes me feel good to think about all of the free money that's going to flow into my bank account. That would actually be kind of relaxing to just think about free money going into my bank account, but that's not the reality. But yeah, begging, talking about my 2 big bills. That's what's relaxing. Come on, bro. Who are you lying to? We see the content. We see what you do on stream every day. It's not, there's no relaxing here. There's no fun being had.
If I'm not focused on the business side of things, and instead I'm just focused on the games and enjoying the games, hopefully that'll come through, and people will enjoy the stream more, and people will be more, you know, apt to talk and chill and relax and have a good time with me, and then want to support the stream, right? At least that's always been my philosophy, and it's always worked. But distinctly, I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, people are talking with me a lot less for some reason. You know, I'm playing Alan Wake 2, and I'm in the midst of a big segment investigating the plot, whatever. No one's talking to me in chat. Chat is barely moving, right? And I'm just like, I don't really know what's going on.
Thanks, King Crimson, for the King Crimson 5 for the subscription. Thank you.
That tells me it's not the gameplay experience I'm providing It's either the game that's not interesting to you, or, you know, like I said, maybe it's because here we are 3 weeks later, right? And we're still playing the same games because it takes me so long to get through them, you know? And if I didn't get sick, I fully believe if I didn't get sick.
All right, before we talk about being sick, how does he come to the conclusion that if people aren't talking to him while he's playing the game, that it's somehow the game's fault? You're supposed to be engaging enough that people want to talk to you, that they are typing in the chat. And if you actually let your chat talk about anything at all, they might even be willing to talk amongst themselves because they wouldn't fear getting banned out of nowhere. The chat not talking to you, the chat being slow is it's a monster that you've made. You have the stranglehold on your chat. I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine that some of them are even scared to just send regular messages in the chat because they don't want to be banned, like your actual fans. And anybody else who's not talking in your chat is either a LARPer and is just, you know, biding their time in between chats so they don't look like a LARPer, or doesn't like you to begin with and is not gonna chat, period. And they're just hate watching you, which
goddamn.
Willie Evil just super chat $5.
I appreciate that, Willie Evil. Thank you for the 5. Or they don't like you at all and they're hate watching you, and if that's the case, they should hey, go watch Raw Phil.
Goddamn.
John Paul just super chat $5.
Yo, thanks, John Paul, for the $5. Appreciate it, brother. The problem is you. The problem's always been you. If people don't want to talk to you in your chat, then they're clearly not being entertained by you. It has nothing to do with the game. It doesn't matter how long the game came out. I can say that till I'm blue in the face. There are streamers who play terrible games. There are streamers who would play really bad games, old games, ancient games. There are people who don't even play games and just sit there and people want to talk to them because they like that person. Nobody likes you enough to talk to you, or they're scared of the iron fist that you rule your chat with.
At this point, we would have been finishing either Alan Wake 2 or Spider-Man 2, like one of those games.
Iviga, it's ban on site. Sorry.
You know what? Even
That better come with $100,000.
We absolutely.
That's the way the chat's going to be run from now on.
And would have been a little bit better momentum heading into the new stuff coming up later on in the week and stuff like that. Okay, so.
And I said it was a monster that he created, but what I really should have said is, because he said it twice, or he said it once and then he almost said it twice, but he corrected himself when he was talking about Boogie and Wings. He fumbled his words and said, "You made the bed, now you have to live in it," which is kind of funny to me because Boogie and Wings are both massive and they probably do spend a lot of time in bed. They probably do live in their bed quite often. And that's just that. Hey, cheers, Squeak. That's one of those DSP things where he just says a saying wrong because that's how he thinks it is. Like when he says God smacked instead of gobsmacked. I picked up on it and I didn't point it out in the video, but yes, DSP, you made your bed, now you have to live in it with your chat.
I'm noticing this pattern, all right? That the games I'm playing now, because now we're 2-3 weeks into them and they're longer experiences than typical games you would expect. They're just 20, 30, 40-hour games now. That the attendance, the engagement, the support, it drops off. And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm still trying to provide the same level of fun and entertainment value in those gameplay experiences. I'm trying to do side content. I'm trying to flesh out the stories. I'm trying to do all this. And I can't make people like the games more than what I'm doing. I really don't know. Feedback is appreciated on that.
It's not. He doesn't appreciate feedback ever. He doesn't take it into consideration. He's just looking to dunk on more people, as always. But you can make people like the game more. You can make it more fun. You could play it better. You could be more interesting when you play. You could do fun things in the game and have a unique take on it. You could say anything that would be interesting, but you don't because you're Dark Side Phil. And you can't escape that. That's the thing that you can't fix. You can make people like the game more. You can be more engaging. You can be more interesting. But unfortunately, you specifically can't because you're none of those things. You're not interesting. You're not entertaining. Well, not the way you want to be. You can't be any better at the game. You can't play it any more interesting because the creativity in your mind is completely shot. You can't think of anything by yourself at this point. You have to, and that's one of those things when he talks about being a variety streamer and he's like, oh, I try and do, you know, when I play games, I try and give you variety. I try and do builds in games and I try and show you different things. Like, yeah, that's great, but you always play them terribly. And it's always been hand holding. That's the only reason you have the ability to do that at all, is because people walk you through things. That's not interesting. If people wanted to see that, they would probably just go watch somebody else who actually knows how to do the things instead of you being essentially handheld into what you're doing. That's not interesting. Go watch somebody who's actually interesting and good at what they do.
But I don't know.
Not this buffoon who just, you know, guffaws around. I don't think that's the correct use of that, but he just fumbles around and has people walk him into things.
Now, on top of all of that going on, okay, there's some other stuff going on too. You know, we had basically a couple days where I came back.
Goddamn?
Ivega just super chat $5. I don't have twice the offer of Keemstar. Will this suffice? Lol tongue.
I'll let it slide this time.
From not being around.
I'll let it slide this time.
So it sent me back several days of content. And then immediately we had a few people who were very, very supportive. We had like 2 or 3 people who did a bunch of big tips and stuff like that. And that was great for like 2 days. I was like, wow, that's great. It's good momentum. It's kind of getting me back into the swing of things. And then what ended up happening was it just ended. And now, like, it's been days of slow attendance, slow support. All right. And, you know, here we are. I got today and I got tomorrow. And then it's my day off on Thursday, my regular day off. And on that day, I have to do all my usual things, grocery shopping. I have to see if we need pet supplies for Jasper this week. We actually might not. It might be a lighter week this week with that, which is good.
Apparently, it's going to be a lighter week for Pulse because he is thinking about not going to the pet store. Spoiler, he did. He did go to the pet store and get pet supplies. This was the Tuesday stream, as it says in the corner, a couple days ago. But how is this man short on money every single week? It doesn't add up. There's no way, there's no reason, no justifiable reason why he's always this hard up for cash. There's no reason he can't have a couple of slower streams because people don't have infinite money to give you. Their pockets are not bottomless. They do wind up running out, especially when you're held up by 4 people total. So I don't know how he expects people to give him essentially $100 a day when it's really spread amongst maybe 10 people total. Nobody is going to give that kind of cash in this economy. Hell no. You're out of your mind. Come on now.
I have to look into that. Actually, I take that back. I just remembered. We're
Exactly,
finally out of
Snood.
these treats.
Money me money.
Today,
Exactly.
we buy this big thing of them.
R.
So I have to buy another big thing of wet treats, and the big thing costs like $50. No lie. The good news is it lasts like 2 months. But I have to buy a new one this week. I just thought about that. I think that's what we have to buy this week for the pet store.
What does he gotta buy? I missed
Give
it.
him 1 wet treat a day.
One
we
wet
Buy
treat.
this big thing of them, and we're out. So I have to buy another big thing of wet treats, and the big thing costs like $50. No lie. The good news is it lasts like 2 months. But I have to buy a new one this week. I just thought about that. I think that's what we have to buy this week for the pet store.
All right. As someone who owns multiple pets, four of the Jasper style animals, you don't have to give them treats. They do like it, but you don't have to. I don't really understand what's up with that. I know he did talk previously about that Jasper doesn't get the moisture, doesn't get the like water that he needs or something, so they give him wet treats and he like licks the wetness off of it and leaves the actual food part. That's so strange to me. I've never heard of that. Maybe that's a thing, but yeah, you could just feed him like normal food and like normal water, and you don't have to spend $50 every 2 months for treats. That seems like just a purchase you could get rid of, and it would save you $50 every 2 months.
You know, so I got all my usual stuff I got to do this week. On my day
Hey,
off,
big ups, Conkers. Glad you're a fan, brother.
I have to buy Call of Duty. I spent $25 gift card that I got from my Game Pass points, right? But it's still going to cost me around $50, or actually a little more than that, to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for Friday, right?
Then don't get it. If you're that worried about your funds, if you're that worried about whether or not you're going to have money to pay your bills, your 2 big bills, and have money to get groceries, you don't need to buy the latest Call of Duty game, especially because you never have fun with them anyway. It just seems so strange to me that you would go out of your way and buy every single AAA release, even games that you're not actually interested in playing at all, and then have the nerve to come on stream and then be like, yeah, guys, I need grocery money. Like, how about you don't buy the new COD that nobody cares about? Yeah, Jasper Treats and COD are what's draining his bank account. Oh, for sure. I mean, there's benefits to what...
Ain't no fucking way.
Pakistani tech support just super chat $10. Hello, I've spoken to the service manager, and he
Thank you.
says if you take the Ethernet cable from the rear panel of your PC and ram it up your urethra, you shouldn't have any more disaster streams.
What? Like this idea.
Damn.
Willie Evil just super chat $5. I'd die before I'd beg like this dude.
Me too. Me too. You'd have to put me 6 feet under before I have no shame and fall like this. This is insane. That's why he's so interesting, dude.
So I have to drop all this money, and I'm looking at, you know, all the
Looking?
bills that have cleared
I'm lurking.
and what I've paid versus what I haven't paid, and I'm like, well, even with the tips and stuff that came in earlier this week, that helped a lot. It didn't make up for the fact that I missed 3 entire days of streams, and I'm already set back on that. And now I've had a slow weekend, right? Where I've had multiple days, night streams, I'm bringing in like $20 a stream, you know? Day streams, I'm barely hitting the tier 1 tips goal. Some streams, I haven't even hit the tier 1 tips goal.
Oh no, guys. He didn't hit the tier 1 tips goal. What will he do? I know it's not going to solve his money problems, but he keeps talking about how he's so far behind in these games, and it might even help his money problems. But if he just did a little bit of overtime and actually showed some sort of gumption at all, like when he played the Street Fighter 6 on his day off, people showed up, people supported because he was actually having fun. You could tell that he wanted to do it because he was willing to do it on his day off. That goes a long way with a community, I think, to actually show that you enjoy doing something, to make it feel like you're happy to be there. But he never does that during his streams. And I think by doing some unrequested overtime to get through these games, not only would it fix his being set back on the games or whatever, but it would also probably incentivize some people to give him some money because they would think that he actually wants to be there and have fun with his audience. But when he does do overtime, he's miserable. He hates it.
You know? And listen, I get it. I get it. It's because the games I'm playing are 2-3 weeks old. It's because they're lingering playthroughs. The games are so long and drawn out now that there's no way to beat them fast, even playing the hell out of them like I tried to. It didn't really give us the foothold that we needed to get far ahead in these games. So I feel like when we start playing newer games, you're going to see another reinvigoration, right? You're going to see a newer audience. There's probably going to be people coming to watch me play Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer who haven't been around to watch these other playthroughs. They're going to be excited for that because I'm playing the old maps and the throwback feel. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're going to be showing up because they want to see you rage and get absolutely bodied in a game that you've always been terrible at. And they're there for the salt, just like they show up for the salt when you play Street Fighter. It's the same concept. They're going to be there talking shit in chat probably while you're alive, and then hope that you don't see it so they don't get banned and they get to talk more shit in your chat. I don't know that to be true, but I can see that coming from a mile away. I don't know why he thinks that people are going to have nostalgia for him playing old Modern Warfare 2 maps. I mean, that's cool and all. Way to fall for the gimmick, but I guess good for you. You spent more money like the consumer you are, but nobody actually cares that you're playing Call of Duty.
So I get that. I totally get that. But I can't just drop everything I'm doing, especially when I've invested 20 hours now into 3 separate games. We have to beat them.
Yo, hate Army in chat. Big ups.
Now, here's the deal. All right? Here's the other thing that happened, which you guys have no idea. Overnight, 2 things happened.
You guys ready for the 2 things? It's like 2 big bills, but it's a different grift entirely. Are you ready for this?
Okay? Number
Here
1,
we go.
Someone was very generous and sent me a big generous tip, which we're going to shout out this morning.
Big ups the big generous tip.
A $50 tip. All right? That was very much appreciated. I saw that this morning. It came in, in my inbox, and I was like, wow, that's cool. Thank you so much, whoever that is. And again, we're going to shout it out. I didn't even really look yet, but we're going to shout it out. Thank you so very much. And I received $100 in chargebacks overnight for tips that came in the month of September.
It's the return of the chargeback arc. Are we ready, folks? Were we expecting this? Was this on your bingo cards for this month? The return of the chargebacks. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while since I heard about them, but I always knew they were lurking. They were watching for sure. The chargebacks are back. The return of the king. This foolproof plan. Everybody falls for the chargeback saga, dude. 100%. Worked back then. It'll work now. Tried and true. Absolutely.
I don't know what playthrough it was, but it looks like it's 5 separate tips that had come in.
Yeah, 672 is a Wingo pig. Yes, sir, waifu, for sure.
Then they had tipped over the course of like a week, and apparently they were all done with a stolen credit card.
Yo, Darksea in chat. What up, man?
PayPal. These 5 tips are under investigation. You know, it looks like it's fraud, so likely there's nothing you can do about it. So I just opted. I just said, what are you going to do? I'm just going to give it all back. I mean, you know, you're not going to fight it. What am I going to fight it for? If it's really fraud, I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to say, just go ahead and take it back. What can you do?
This seems very strange to me. Given who DSP is, everything about DSP seems strange to me. I do say that a lot. But given who DSP is, it seems strange to me that he would not bother fighting it. And also, like, he's like, oh, what are you going to do if it was really fraud? Well, anytime that I've been a victim of debit card fraud or whatever, I've had my card number stolen a couple of times. I don't do anything about it. They give me my money back, and then the bank takes the hit and they do whatever they got to do about it. I don't imagine that the places that the person spent the money would, take the hit either, because the bank loses out. I don't give a shit about the bank. The bank can lose as much money as they need to. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with you. Let them figure it out, I guess. I don't know. But to get on to say, oh, I didn't bother fighting it, but I'm going to make it everybody else's problem, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to tell you guys all about how I'm negative 100 tips for the day or whatever. Come on, man. Just come on. Don't do that.
Not like someone gave me a legit tip and now they're trying to take it back and lie. This looks like legit credit card fraud. Like someone had stolen a credit card. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, Unknown. He claims he wins every chargeback anyway. Why not just fight it? And then you wouldn't be down and they...
Who cares? Just super chat $4.99. DSP put in overtime? Dude, he needs that time to spend with his family. Lol, most delusional person on the internet.
100%, dude. 100%. Because he needs to spend the last hour of the day with his wife, I guess. I don't... What about all the time he spends in between streams? How about that? Doesn't she work part-time? What about the time he spends before the streams? Does that not count? Like, this is the guy who pays the bills. The 2 big bills, maybe even 3 big bills sometimes. Like, I just... you would think that she'd be a little more understanding about the situation and understand that he has to stream for his business, dude. This seems strange. But yeah, DSP should have fought the chargebacks. He shouldn't have made it his audience's problem, obviously.
Okay.
Obviously.
So, it's like, oh, good. I got a $50 tip overnight. Wow, that's going to help. That's going to definitely help me on this week where I only have 2 streams.
Yeah, I remember the insurgence of the chargeback saga.
Right? To be able to afford
chargebacks were huge back in the day.
Great.
Huge.
And then I immediately get charged back $100 and it negates the tip I had received, plus takes away another $50 right out of my account. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
It sucks ass. Chargebacks. Ass.
And again, it's just, listen. This is not the first time that's happened. This will certainly not be the last. When you are a live streamer and you are a content creator like me and you're small time, this kind of shit happens all the time and you got to be able to fluctuate with it. All right? And you just got to get used to it. That's just something that's the nature of the business and it happens and you can't do nothing about it. Right?
for someone who's so used to it and it's just the nature of the business or whatever, you seem to be talking about it an awful lot and you bring it up every single time and you make it everybody else's problems. That doesn't seem like you're used to it. That doesn't sound like you're just fluctuating with it, which I don't think is particularly the word you were looking for, but hey, that's the one you said. It doesn't sound like you're adapting. It sounds like you're being a bitch. It sounds like you're being ungrateful to the people who did actually tip you and making this, you know, anomaly of a problem that you may or may not have made up at all into everybody else's problem, which sucks and makes for shitty content. You should feel bad.
It just, of course, this has to happen.
Exactly, Snood, but I'm not going to say that because you and I'm not going to invite those demons into my house.
I'm trying to recover from being sick, and the week is going slow, right?
Yes, Brandude, you got to fluctuate for sure. Shout out Brandude in chat. Big ups.
Oh, immediately negate that tip and take away another half of that or more, or actually doubling that, right? Like, it's just unbelievable. By the way, I have to blow my nose again. So hold on a second while I do that. You know,
yo, did he cut the nose blow?
Going on, paranoid, and you start to worry about shit. In reality,
Paranoid side Phil.
I really don't believe that. I think, you know, for someone who's been around the block, I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been doing it for a living for 13 years. You see ups and downs. And I think this is just sadly a down cycle where the games are too long. I missed out on streaming time, right?
I think I skipped funny, whatever.
It's not a huge deal. But it adds up and it gets to you. It does. Mentally, it gets to me.
It's not a huge deal, but mentally it gets to me. What the hell does that mean? This is that say one thing out of the side of your mouth and then say the exact opposite out the other side. This that double back that I just don't lie to me. If you want to be scummy, great. Fine, whatever. Be as shitty as you want to be. We'll make fun of you regardless. But don't lie to me. It's just not necessary, because anybody with half a brain or at least a smaller dent in their head can see right through this, and it's a waste of everybody's time. It's obviously a big deal if it's weighing on you mentally, if it's getting under your skin. It's obviously a big deal. If it's getting to you, you care. It's a big deal. Don't tell me it's not. Don't downplay it and then upsell me. Come on, bro.
When stuff like this happens, okay? And here's an example. I look around my office right now, and what do I see? I see all my setup and everything. I look over to the corner of my office.
Waifu, I think they're all just dented and they don't understand what they're talking about.
And you know what those
I think that
boxes
is part of being a lolcow.
Dead skin on my lip. Those are care packages that I got a year ago from fans, right? Viewers. Remember the Dutch brothers? They were sending care packages, and it had like toys for Jasper, nice things that we were using, right? I mean, that's where I got.
Like all that alcohol, nice things that we were using, guys. I actually, and this upcoming segment about the Dutch brothers, I actually didn't know. This got by me somehow. I missed this little drama arc. So I'm glad that he recapped it, even if it's probably pignatized to all hell. It still makes him sound bad and terrible. Just like most things with DSP, I feel like you don't actually have to know what really happened, because even the way he describes things are so transparently his fault. It doesn't matter if you believe him or not. Because even if you believe his story, he's still awful.
This pair of Gunner glasses that I wear, you know, whenever we hit a tip skull and stuff like that, it was them. I think I'm like, so what happened?
Yeah, Pakistani. Any clips that you want to send me, I definitely appreciate for one reason or another.
Well, do you know the story? So apparently they're very religious. Not that I would know that. How would I know that? I don't pay. You know, I don't know. Good morning, personally.
The Biz just super chat $2. Here's some positivity.
I appreciate the positivity, the Abyss. Big ups for the $2. Good morning, Kanye. Yeah, hey Army, he had empty boxes in his office for a year. Exactly. Oh, okay.
We're just super chat $1.99. No tips makes Phil a sad boy.
This is true. This is very true. He's looking for that positivity like we just received. Yeah, we need a zombie Jesus song. Yeah, we do have Gaudy Road. I was going to play that on the intro today, and then I messed everything up anyway, so I guess it didn't matter.
So, during Easter this year, everyone was like talking and joking. And
yeah.
Apparently, I made a joke, an off-the-cuff joke about Jesus is a zombie because he came back from the dead. So if he rose from the dead, he's kind of like he's a holy zombie or something. So it's an off-the-cuff remark. It's a joke. It's not meant to be serious. I grew up Roman Catholic. All right? I'm not insulting Jesus. It's just a joke.
Well, it's not exactly funny, but I guess funny is subjective, so sure, whatever. But saying I'm Roman Catholic, what does that have to do with anything? That doesn't mean you just get to say whatever you want about the thing because you are or were the shittiest Roman Catholic on the planet. If you guys watched the WPIG 1651 The Plunge stream this past week, the valedictorian one, he's talking about it in some of his videos, and he goes, "Oh, I know the basics, but I was never really into it. So I know about like Jesus or whoever." What do you mean Jesus or whoever? You don't know Jesus? I mean, look, if there's a guy, it's probably not. I don't mean if there's a guy like, you know, religiously, but like the guy Jesus, he's like one of the most famous people on the planet, right? Literally Jesus, but or whoever, you know. It doesn't mean anything when you say I'm Roman Catholic. Who cares, bro? That doesn't get him out of here.
Apparently,
Get him out of here.
pissed them off so badly. They hate my guts now. They want nothing to do with me. They don't come to streams. They don't support the streams. They don't send care packages. And they went on some detractor podcast, right? I want you to think how insane that is. I'm one man, all right? One normal guy just sitting right here in an office. And all I do is I talk with you guys all day. We have fun. We talk. We joke. We enjoy games, right? That's all it is. And somehow, I inadvertently piss people off.
Yeah, that's all you do. Are you just now realizing that every single day you get on stream and you just piss people off for a living? That's what you do? How is this new information to you? This has been happening for almost, Jesus, get it together. This has been happening for almost 15 years. You've been pissing people off nonstop on the internet. What did you think you were doing? You thought we were all just having fun over here? I mean, we are, but you're not. That's not what you do. You're not the fun guy. And it's not absolutely absurd that when you piss people off that they go to these other, you know, detractor streams or whatever and talk about you. I mean, honestly, why wouldn't they? These people clearly seek enough attention that they would go out of their way to give you things and be a part of your community publicly. Obviously, they would want enough attention that they would go on these other streams and do that publicly. It kind of comes with the territory. I was just saying this not that long ago. It takes a different kind of individual to want to be a public face or publicly known in a community or as a YouTuber or anything like that. Not everybody is going to do that. It takes a different want. But instead, like, I don't know what I was going with instead. It takes a different kind of person. And these are those people. So I'm not surprised that they would go from your shit to other people's shit when it doesn't work out and you piss them off, especially given the following that you have. They knew that was an option. They've always known that was an option. Anybody who has a falling out with Dave here could absolutely go somewhere else.
Super chat $2. Have you heard of our Lord, whomever?
Yes, Slurp Derp. I'm actually Roman Catholic myself. I have heard of the Lord whoever.
The biz just super chat $2. If only I could be a fly on the wall in the pig pen.
You would be one of probably 1,000 flies on those walls, so you'd be among your people for sure.
And it's like, how? Just think about that. How silly that is, right? And
Yeah, exactly, guys. I got lost. I got lost in the sauce. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get to go in and I get lost in my own sauce. That's why the videos take me as long as they do, because I'll start up and then I'll lose it and then I have to re-record and it's a mess.
scratch my head like, this is life now. We live in a world where at any moment you could scratch your ass the wrong way and everyone hates you.
Ass.
I'm sorry I scratched my ass that way. I really didn't mean to. I didn't think that was going to offend, you know? There used to be a time when, like, you could be more laid back and casual and you could just kind of, like, joke about life and enjoy it and be irreverent and just be silly and not take everything so goddamn seriously.
This is coming from the guy who takes himself seriously nonstop all of the time. This guy doesn't actually joke about himself to any extent So why would he be allowed to joke about anything else, honestly?
What in the goddamn?
Grand Evil Glariarch just super chat $5. When do you think he'll pull out the I'm dying give money for medical bills or I'm literally dead saga? He's primed it a few times in the past.
What in the goddamn?
Waifu King just super chat $5. Hi Atlas, did you know that? You big stink. I am just joking but also love your videos and your curated content.
I appreciate the $5 from both of you, Grand Evil and Waifu King. Big ups. I really do appreciate it. I really like the idea of the I'm dying, give me money saga. But even more than the I'm dying saga is the I'm literally dead saga, where he begs from the grave. If anybody's able to beg from the grave, it's the guy. 100% it's the guy. And I'm glad that I could make curated content for you, Waifu King. I'm glad you like it. Big ups for your first super chat. They told me, I'm shouting it out. Big ups. I'm gonna run this back. I had another thing. Oh, he's actually upset that he can't be blatantly racist and unfunny on the internet anymore because people aren't tolerating it anymore. That's what he's actually upset about. He's angry that he has to bite his nails when black people come on screen so that he doesn't say something racist and essentially get himself canceled for whatever that's worth.
You know what I'm saying? That used to be like what life used to be like. And now it's like, no. Now you can't just have fun. Right?
You can. You can 100% just have fun. Like, I know it doesn't sound like we're having fun right now with me, but like I am having fun. This is an enjoyable time. You can have fun. Everybody else has fun. The problem is, again, the problem is always DSP. He's the guy. He's the reason he can't have fun. He's made himself so unlikable that people go out of their way to constantly nitpick him. He's the reason that people scrutinize every single thing he says because he can't take jokes, because he's so self-serious, because he's so hypocritical and has so many negative things to say about everybody else. That's why people do this to you. If it was just the begging would be one thing. If you were just a liar, it'd be another thing. But it's all of these things hit the mic. It's all of these things combined that are the problem, and that all just adds up to being DSP.
You just can't have fun anymore. And just talk. And just joke. Everything has to be offensive and everything. So, you know, I start thinking,
he's the one.
In a year's time.
It's really him.
Apparently were fans of mine.
I don't have amnesia.
They were adding stuff to the streams. They were a positive influence. Now they hate my guts. So how many more people are like that right now, right? Like, you know, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's what's going on this fall. Because typically, man, oh, it's not even dead skin. It's a piece of hair this time. Typically this time of year.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna just let it slide. I don't care.
Increased viewership, increased levels of engagement. I have to close my blinds now because the sun is coming out inexplicably. I see an increase to everything, right? How on earth is it, right, that now we're in the midst of the busiest gaming time of the year, and somehow things are slowing down for me, right? Hold on, let me close these blinds.
Ooh, the get up and blind close segment. Love that.
There. Stupid.
But it doesn't matter.
You know,
I couldn't get my train of thought back before he came back. It doesn't matter what the season typically is. God damn.
Pakistani tech support just super chat $5. Tech support here. We have recently opened a cancer ward and we have come across evidence that you may require a bed in it.
I'm gonna require a what? A bed in it? A bed in it? Yes. Yeah. 100%. I need a bed in it. But it doesn't. It's telling that it's the hardcore gaming season and his numbers are down, unlike every other year he wants to claim. That's fine. I'm not going to look into his numbers like that. I don't particularly care that much. But it's telling. Your sun is setting, my guy. Not that it was ever particularly bright, but it's setting. People don't like you. You need to do something. You need to change something. You need to figure it out. You have to have a plan. Or you can continue to beg, as your plan always is. And it's just not a good plan. It's obnoxious. It's terrible. It's awful. That's what people make fun of you for. It's what Moist Critical called you out for. And you said that you were going to change. And even recently, you're taking control and you're ending the cycle and you're not going to beg anymore. And then every single day you get on stream and beg all the same anyway, so it was all for naught. Great. Awesome.
It's weird. and before people say something really fucking stupid, because people always try to justify things in a stupid way, like, oh, well, don't you know that no one has any money because we're in the middle of inflation, we're in the middle of a recession,
this is true.
we're in the middle of everything. Yes, definitely. I've heard of that giant epidemic where live streamers now are all going out of business because no one contributes to their streams anymore. I've definitely heard of that. No, you're an idiot. That's the dumbest
You're an idiot.
thing I've ever heard.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The recession? Who? Never heard of him. Sounds like that Jesus guy or whoever. I don't know. Never heard of him.
If anything, at a time when there's a recession, at the time when there is inflation, people will actually tend to spend more towards something where they feel like they're getting more out of it and they can get it more easily, accessibly. You understand? People stop spending the over frivolous spending. Like, they won't spend $700 for a concert ticket anymore because that's too much. But they'll throw a
shout out Taylor Swift
streamer because they could just sit at home and enjoy that content every single day, all day, and it's dependable content. That's the truth of the matter. They spend it towards the more easy thing than the more expensive thing. You understand?
Yeah, but you said it yourself. They're willing to do that for things that they actually think they're getting entertainment out of, things that they actually are enjoying. That's not happening. And I don't even know if that's true. In a recession, it doesn't make sense to me that you would spend any money voluntarily, regardless of whatever value we're actually getting out of it, if you don't have to, because you have to be tighter with your money regardless. This is that gin math, that pig brain math that it explains a lot to me why he doesn't have any money, why he's so broke all of the time, because he thinks that, oh, despite it being a recession, I'm going to spend money on things that I enjoy because I can enjoy them from the comfort of my home or whatever. Yeah, that's great. That makes sense. Sometimes you got to do that every once in a while. But if you don't absolutely have to, you should not be. Please, all of you, never send me money that you don't have and can't live without. I really appreciate it, but do not put yourself in any sort of financial strait at all. Don't, if you would rather go.
Darksea Flow just super
Speaking
chat
of.
5 Canadian dollars. This won't help you now, but it will help at the end of the month.
I appreciate that. I wish your currency was real, then it would really help, but I appreciate the thought. Don't ever, like, if you would rather go get $5 worth of McDonald's, which at this point is honestly like one sandwich and a drink, if you would rather go do that, please go do that. Go get yourself some McDonald's. Do something that you enjoy. Please. If you want to give it to me, that's great. I appreciate it 100%. I'm hoping to upgrade some parts of the stream when I have time and I figure out what I want to do. I appreciate it. But all the same, please, don't give me money you don't have. I would hate to see that happen to any of you.
Oh, my nose.
But DSP doesn't care. Give him, he wants all of the money all of the time. Remortgage your house for him.
And again, you would think during COVID, oh, people were out of work. People couldn't. No, spending was up. Digital spending was way up during COVID when people apparently didn't have money. So this is what you're that's a ridiculous, nonsensical justification. It makes no sense whatsoever. Okay.
Yes, because a lot of as an American, I'm an American. I can talk about Americans. As an American, a lot of them cope by spending. It's a bad habit that they have. It's a bad habit that a lot of people have. It's kind of the idea that Snood came up with, that Snood had the other day when they was talking about the Sky Mall on the airplanes. They talked about this during the groupthink on Thursday, Friday, something like that. It was Americans are so addicted to spending, they can't go through a flight without having to spend money or think about spending money. It gives them some sort of like, you know, it fires the chemicals in their brains that make them happy. It gives them that dopamine hit. That's a horrible thing to do. Don't let that happen to you. That's how you wind up broke. That's how you wind up in DSP's situation. Don't let spending money be your dopamine hit. It's not good for you. That's what happened during COVID, I believe. A lot of people couldn't go out and do the things that they wanted to do, so they wound up just spending money and buying things they didn't need because it was a cope. Don't cope like that. Do something that's a good for you, please. Get a hobby. I don't know.
Okay, what it is there's something going on, and whether again it's stagnation because I'm playing the same games for 3 weeks and I'm stuck in these lengthy playthroughs that we're not finishing because the games are so long, right? And it could be the fact that I had momentum going and I lost my momentum because I'm sick and the goddamn cold won't go away and there's nothing I can do about that, right? And everything else, you know, my wife's not feeling good. That's compounded.
Yes, Snood, Canadian slander. Absolutely. Get him out of here. Mods, you know what to do.
And be calm and have a good week and just relax.
What in the goddamn?
You know?
Pakistani tech support just super chat $5. Here is the money I don't have and I can't live without.
I'm sorry that you did that. I can't give it back.
Goddamn.
The Biz just super chat $5. Go get you some Wendy's chili. Big ups.
I might just do that. I don't think I've ever actually had Wendy's chili, but now that you mention it, maybe I should go spend a $5 on some Wendy's chili. Or maybe I'll pull some Hogan's, guys. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Wouldn't that be ironic? I'm secretly the #1 WWE Champions player. I'm beating the guy.
I'm doing my best. I'm trying to be real with you as an audience.
Yeah, be real.
What I'm going through right now in my head.
Shout out Be Real. He's my favorite member of chat. Yeah, Faye Fauna. People that win the lottery tend to do that too. Yeah, they blow all of their money because they get the dopamine from spending money. And that's something that I've never understood. When people ask me, you know, you talk in real life and people are like, oh, what'd you do if, you know, you won $1 million in the lottery or whatever? I have no idea how these people go broke. It doesn't make any sense. That would never be me. I couldn't let it happen. I am never broke again. I'm not going to let it happen.
Hey, you know, it's not like it's the end of the world. I want people to
I hear Wendy's chili does actually slap.
Oh my God, Phil's going to lose his house, right? No one said that. All right? But this...
You don't have to say it for it to be communicated. That's one of the things about speaking and language that most languages have, is you don't actually have to say the words for the meaning to come across, DSP. When you get on stream every day and you beg and you talk about your bills and not being able to get your groceries or pay for Jasper's blood work or whatever, hashtag justice for Jasper, you don't have to explicitly say that the sky is falling, your world is ending, that you need the money, which you wind up saying anyway, but you don't have to, because it comes across. People pick up on it. It's in the language. There's nothing that you can do to stop that. It's what's communicated, whether you want it to be communicated or not. It is. And I think you do. That's why you use the words that you use. You use very weaselly specific words when you talk about things, because you think you're being clever, but all you're really doing is being scummy.
This is bad. To have not only things were slowing down at a time of year when typically things are getting better, they were already slowing down. All right. And then on top of that, I get sick. That kills my momentum. I come back from the sickness and I get like 2 days of great support, rallying, and then it just dries up. And now it's super slow. It's killing me. It is. It's significantly getting to me. And, you know.
So it's not a big deal. He's fluctuating. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. The sky's not falling. It's killing him. Guys.
Manolo_Azul just super chat $5.04. Yay dopamine.
Thank you, Manolo, for the 504. I really appreciate it. Dopamine indeed. But yeah, the sky's not falling. He's dying, though. Guys, he's dying. Literally dead. This is the dead saga.
I don't know what to do.
He doesn't know what to do other than die.
I just don't know.
Yo, with the sip, can we get the double chew? One.
Likely.
Yo, one chew but 2 lip smacks, I'll take it. That's what's up.
Hey, good morning, temporary.
Bill Paulson just super chat $2. I will send you my debit card and DM the pin easy.
I would really appreciate that. I'll send you my P.O. box link and you can message me the pin on Discord. Thank you, obviously. I appreciate the $2. Thank you, Bill Paulson. Really appreciate it.
It eats at me. It nags at me. It eats at me. Because again, it's a relative to who I am in the streaming landscape. Everyone else.
Okay.
You gotta understand
all right.
something.
I'm under.
I'm not someone who benefits off of someone else's misery. I'm not someone who.
Well, hang on. I must have missed something here. We got the lean in. Okay, I remember the lean in.
And
All
it's
right.
not a big deal.
Okay.
But it still gets to me.
Okay.
It eats at me. It nags at me. It eats at me. Because again, it's a relative to who I am in the streaming landscape versus everyone else. Okay? You got to understand something. I'm not someone who benefits off of someone else's misery. I'm not someone who gets a big surge of support and a rush for dumb reasons. All right? I'm not a ginormous content creator or streamer. We were just talking yesterday. You know, we're going through the suggestion box. And people are like, oh, well, you see, you should just do all these things that Moist Critical does. I'm like, Moist Critical is 50 times bigger than me. Literally 50. You can multiply the viewership and the attention and the support I get by 50. And that's Moist Critical. Nothing he does could ever apply to me and bring me success. Nothing at all.
That's not true. That's absolutely not true. And I highly doubt that they specifically said, I highly doubt that they specifically said that you should just do things that Moist Critical does. I'm sure that they just gave him content ideas that Critical does, or any major content creator does, to generate revenue and interact with their audience. Yeah, exactly. Spoiler alert. Nobody said that. I highly doubt anybody specifically said that, right? But even then, if they did say that, and this is what I'm talking about, even if you take him at his word and somebody said that, what he's saying still doesn't make sense. Because the content that other creators do, they work, right? I'm not saying just go around and steal everybody's ideas, but when there's an idea that works, you can mold it to what you do and incorporate it into what you do, because obviously it has some sort of value to other content creators' viewing audience, and maybe it would have any sort of value to yours. Yes, follow the lead of successful people and it will not make him successful. That's what he's saying, but it's just not true. It's not true at all. When you want to be successful, you talk to successful people and you don't mimic exactly what they do, but you do take pointers from them. And one of those pointers is to take an idea that they have and mold it to fit you and then utilize that to your own benefit. When he talked about doing sub Sundays, or I guess for him it would be member Mondays, dude, because he's on YouTube or whatever, like, that is a good idea if it's something that you're willing to do and that's the audience that you have. He does have that audience where they want to see him play these games or whatever. It's a good idea. He should do that. Him talking about losing money or whatever, the entire idea is that it would be an investment to buy these super cheap games anyway, especially if you were to buy them on sale on Steam or something, but we're not going to get on the PC topic right now. But if you were to buy them, it would be an investment so that you could actually provide content to the people who give you money, and you would make that investment back through these memberships every month. That's the idea. I don't understand how he missed that. It's that thinking that he can't see past his own nose. He doesn't think into the future at all. It's money right now coming in, and any money that goes out is immediately lost, never to be seen again. Yo, Malo, thanks for the fish, brother. I really appreciate the fish as always. What up, West Side? What's going on?
It's not.
Whoa, that sounds like ass. Hold on, let me fix that. I gotta restart the thing. Sometimes I do that. I don't know why it does that, but I don't know if it came through like that on your guys' end, but it did for me.
Close to being in
Good.
scale of anything of reality or realism. You understand? So
yeah, the games are all write-offs anyways, which I've come to learn is it's not taxable income when he spends it or whatever, right? Whatever. Fine. Great. Regardless of whether it's a taxable write-off, it doesn't actually matter, because at the end of the day, it's still a good idea. It's still content that he should try and put out because it would benefit his members and make him more money. He's just too dented. He doesn't get it.
The way I see it is, yeah, this is a crappy time, and there's not much I can really do about it but tough through it. But when people ask
You could
me,
be better.
how are you doing? Well, I just want to get it off my chest. This is how I'm doing. I feel bad. I feel sick. I'm trying to get over it. And then at the same time, things have slowed down. I'm enjoying the games I'm playing. I feel like I'm doing everything I can to the level I can to entertain my audience. My audience is disengaging during the streams for some reason. On top of that, support is way low right now. And now in 2 days, I have my day off, and I still have to buy a game for Friday, and I don't even have enough to buy groceries. It sucks. And now an ad is running automatically. It just started. I'm not even kidding you. YouTube chose this moment to run an ad break.
This was your idea. You opened this segment with talking about these goddamn ads. This was your idea. You wanted feedback on this. You enabled the ads. You decided that you were what setting you were going to put it on. If it were up to me, no ads on the stream. Streams, point blank period, should never have ads. It's the point to me of having a live stream so you can watch it through and through absolutely live. I get it if there's a break or something and you run an ad, whatever. Even then, you should just put on your own music and not leave us with dead air or an ad. That's kind of lame. But this is your idea. How are you going to be upset that the ad cut off your beggment? That's what he's upset about. The ad cut off him begging and crying like a baby.
So again,
oh man,
are you guys watching ads right now? And if you're watching an ad, what kind of ad are you watching, and how long and intrusive is the ad? Right? What is it? I'm curious. Because this is an experiment. This is totally an experiment, and I want to know what you guys are seeing. Okay? Some people are saying they're running ad blocker, and the ad blocker is working. Some people did not get an ad.
and now we're getting the ad segment.
A Call of Duty ad? Really?
Yo,
Okay.
shout out Call of
At
Duty
least that's
ad.
Pertinent. At least that's a pertinent ad.
Yeah, dude, they have cultural relevancy. It's pertinent.
A baseball ad for MLB, a 10-second ad. I guess that's not so bad, right?
Why do you care?
A weird ad
Why are you
for
pretending to
Thanksgiving.
care?
Thanksgiving. Keep in mind, the ads are local to you. That's how YouTube is supposed to work. Yeah. So I'm as an experiment, I'm just gonna leave it on today. So that's 2 so far, right? We're gonna count. That's 2 ad breaks that it took during the podcast. Let's keep counting. Let's count how many ad breaks it runs and how often it runs. And again, I'm curious, will this pan out to be anything positive for me? Will I?
Well, yeah, eventually it's going to pan out to be something positive because you're going to make more money. Like that's not even a question. That's a stupid question, but it is a question, I guess. But yeah, Snood, what is he going to do with this information either way? What ads are running, how long they are, and whether anybody actually cares whether he runs ads or not. He's not going to do anything with the information. In all honesty, I'm surprised he's not running the highest amount of ads possible to make all of that money. That genuinely does surprise me. But it's come to my attention that there were people at some point in his chat. I don't have a video of it that complained, and they're like tier 3 members, and they're like, Phil, I cannot watch your videos, your streams anymore because of the ads. Like, this was said in chat. No, I don't know if it was a LARPer. I don't know, if this was a troll or something. I don't know. But like, this is all I have to go off of. You see it in the chat. Banned. So why is he asking? If you're going to get banned for being honest and saying things like this, you're going to give him the feedback that he so graciously appreciates or whatever. What's the point? What's the point, man? He's not going to do anything with this. Ban anybody who has ad block? No, we love ad block around here. Run your ad blocks. Do it to them. Take back your time.
Barbecue? Why would they be advertising barbecue in the fall? That's weird. Anyway, so if you're wondering, gee, why is Phil experimenting with this today? Well, number one, I really am curious. I've never done this before, right? If ever I was going to run ads, I would just run a manual ad during my stream whenever. I was curious how this system would work. This is the new YouTube automated ad system. They just finished it like a month ago. They turned it on, and they keep pushing for streamers like me to use it. So I'm gonna leave it on conservative ads today, and I want to see how it affects everyone. Right? Does it really negative? Because you guys say to me, we don't even mind. Go ahead and monetize us and run an ad every once in a while. You've said that to me.
X to doubt. We got a doubt on that. Who is saying, please, run ads on me? I love to see the ads. Please, waste my time. I hate watching the content that I tuned in for. Show me garbage that I don't want to buy. Please. Who's saying that? Let me know who this is. Because I got the mods need to take care of this guy. I do have a screenshot of yeah, I do have a screenshot of the tier 3 member not wanting to watch anymore. I will show it on screen, maybe. I don't know. It'll take me a second because I'm dented and did not make it accessible. Yeah, nobody is saying that. No one wants to watch ads ever. Some people are okay with them to some extent, but nobody wants to watch ads. No one wants to be monetized. That's not a mentality that I think anybody should or does have.
So I'm gonna turn this automated thing on.
What in the goddamn?
Fernando Martinez just super chat $5. Phil sees investment as bad because all Phil ever invests in is WWE champions' sweaty JPEGs. Phil will also never do anything that doesn't benefit him.
This is true, 100%. 100%.
Conservative setting.
I appreciate the what was that? The fiver? That was a fiver from Fernando Martinez. I appreciate it. Sorry, I was looking at my I was looking for that image.
See how it works, all right? Fair enough. I say leave
Fair
it on
enough.
the conservative setting or whatever, and let's see how it works.
Dark
Okay.
City Flow just super chat $2 Canadian. YouTube chose to play an ad when I sent this tip, crying face.
I hope that's not true. They asked me. I turned it off. I said no monetization. Please don't do it to them.
And go from there. If it ends up being super annoying, I will turn it off, all right? But if it ends up being not so annoying or not a big deal, and, you know, if it could actually make a few extra bucks, I'll be honest with you guys.
Thank you for the 2 Canadian. Again, not real currency, but I appreciate it nonetheless. It's the thought that counts.
And now having a very slow support week, okay? Okay. Allow me to blow my nose again. Yes, I need to blow my nose again.
All right, while he's blowing his nose.
Okay.
This is the blurriest screenshot in history. But as you can see, Corinne with the 3 crown. Sorry, DSP, but I can't continue with watching these streams with the constant ads. Goodbye. This is 400 by 400. So that's why it looks like ass. But regardless, the truth stands. This was it. This was what I was talking about. Corinne, gone. Banned world. Banned. Get him out of here.
Okay, so, in summary, how am I doing? Well, I'm not at my wit's end yet. I'm not dying of illness.
Yeah, waifu.
Not destitute.
Wings used to ban people for saying they have ad block. That's that classic meme. Ban anybody who says they have ad block. But DSP's not dying. He's not destitute.
You know? But yeah, some annoying things have really added up in the last couple of weeks. It's starting to get to me. What would I appreciate?
Not dying, not destitute, but yeah. Like that's the language we're talking about. It's not this, it's not that, but yeah. And then he follows it up with it's getting to me. Putting it on par. Like that's it, right? It's putting it on the same level as being dying or destitute. It's getting to me. That's what that language communicates when you actually look at it. Whether or not he intends, I don't know. But that's what happens. You have to be specific with what you say, or people could blow it up to what it's not.
Please just talk. You know, just engage. Don't just sit there.
Nice.
You know, be cordial with everyone around. Let's talk with me. Tag me in the chat. Let's have some conversation when I'm playing a game. I appreciate that. There's been a few games recently that have been really dead. I don't like that. I don't like feeling like I'm playing a game for myself. Since I became an interactive streamer in 2017, I told you guys, my experience as a gamer has been way better.
Better? Oh, follow with them. Jeez.
It's been way better since I started being an interactive streamer and talking with you guys on every stream. And if I'm sitting here and it's just me playing the game and I see no one is really talking to me, right? And instead, it's just me playing the game and I feel like I'm talking to myself, right? That sucks. So that's number one, all right? Number two, please
But I thought you enjoyed playing video games. What happened to that? Why all of a sudden is he, if he's just playing video games, does it suck? I don't play video games for anybody else. And when I play video games, I have a blast and really enjoy them. And it's something that I enjoy doing again. Yeah, for a long time, I didn't enjoy playing video games because I played them too much. But now I have a good time. And maybe that's his problem. Maybe he's playing video games too much, right? That can happen for sure. But then I wouldn't feign ignorance and be like, oh, I really enjoy these games. I don't know why everybody's not having a good time with me, because you're not enjoying them and it's very obvious.
Understand that I'm still sick. I'm doing my best to recover. I see people complaining about things like, oh,
his snorts have been extra wet.
Yeah, I'm sick, man.
For sure.
After a really bad cold, and it's lingering. And
I'm believing that he was sick.
More understanding of that.
To be honest, it's fine. I'll agree to that. He was sick, sure.
Life and reality right now. Do you understand? There's not I can really do about it. Oh, and then on top of all of that, yes, right now, straight up, support could help me a lot right now. Whether it's as simple as a super chat, a membership, a gifted membership, and yes, a tip. That would help a ton right now. Right now, I am, no exaggeration, I turned on my stream today, negative $50.
Hey, negative $50.
And I can't fix that. By the way, why is the webcam so choppy right now? Now the web.
Yo, just like distract. After he brings it up, put it in your head, cement it in there, say it twice, bring it up, say that you're negative $50. What's up with the webcam though, guys? Let me talk about that instead. What is that? That's a devious tactic we've got going on here, folks. What is that? We're just gonna let that slide? He thinks that he's slick? Come on. Come on. I don't like it. I hate it.
Webcam is choppy. Like,
webcam's choppy, right? Folks. Negative $50. Webcam's choppy.
Look at the webcam.
Worry about that instead.
Like, what just happened? I just cannot win. Here, you know what? Fuck this webcam. The webcam thing is gonna fuck with me? No. You know, I ain't gonna fuck with me.
Yeah, Pakistani, the cult segment coming up. He's been on his cult shit lately.
Now
that looks
smoother. See that?
Yeah, that looks great, DSP.
So now I'm going to change it back.
He's been on his cult shit lately. I keep thinking about cutting those out and putting them in a separate, like, short or something.
What a piece of shit. See, I just can't win. Like, no matter what I do, I can't get ahead. It's like, it's just, now my webcam's going to be choppy on me today for some odd reason. I don't know. I don't even know why. But, yeah, right now.
I didn't notice that it was actually choppy, Chad. Not at all. It looks the same.
Help me right now. Okay? It sucks. I don't like being in a situation like this. You know, being set back. And I am, you know, not only...
What up, getting help soon? Glad you could make it.
Feeling the lingering problems of that. I lost out on a big marathon. That Halloween marathon traditionally is a big thing. It reinvigorates my community. People come by and get excited because it's a holiday. They love seeing my costume reveal. They love sharing a meal with me. Horror-themed stuff all day long. That would have been great. And I know people would have enjoyed it. But I missed it. I was sick. It's too late for it. You can't make it up now.
But you definitely can, DSP. I don't know how many times I can say this and not irritate everybody who listens to me, but you 100% could absolutely do your Halloween event. You could play all of those games. You could do the tier maker. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. The entire idea in and of itself is what people want to see. The fact that you didn't do it explicitly on Halloween does not actually matter. Nobody cares. Wear your stupid costume. It's the fun and entertainment value that you bring in the event that actually matters, not what artificial day of the year it is that was just decided by a bunch of old people way back in the day when they decided to make time. No one cares. Just do the goddamn event. Don't get on stream every day and talk about how you're set back because you didn't get to do the event when you 100% could just do it. Fix your problems.
Move on positively in other ways. You got to focus on the games and stuff that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I can't do anything about it. That's life. All right?
Waifu King, he'd never be good because he would spends all of his money on everything else anyway. Regardless of whether he spent a bunch of money to play MK1 early just to send it to Ban World or spent $300 for the fight stick, he was never going to have enough money. He never has enough money because any extra money he has, he immediately spends. And that's made very evident when they track his numbers on WWE Champions and he spends almost exactly what he makes in tips every day he spends on WWE Champions. There was days where he made, you know, $52 on a stream, and then by the end of the night he spent $50 on WWE Champions. He made $80 he made like $500 in a week, and then he spent $467 on WWE Champions that week. It's things like that, right? That's what happens. He never has money.
This morning.
What's up, Cosmic Productions?
Right?
Glad you can make it. Appreciate you stopping by.
And understand why I feel like I feel. I feel down. I do. I feel down. I feel
Good.
disappointed in myself and the way that things are going because I want things to be better than this. I want people to be excited for the games and talking and everything, and it's not happening. You know.
You don't let them talk in your chat. You just you personally don't let them talk in chat. Why would they even bother?
And
what up, Roach Bait? Thanks for stopping by.
Obviously, I want to be able to be making enough on streams to provide for my family and stuff. And I literally,
Big ups 1 minute, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
Hey, Salty
everyone
Ramen.
feels like shit.
Yo, the sip. How many chews? 1, 2, 2 and a smack. Classic.
What can I do about it? Not a heck of a lot. I'm already booked. I got full podcasts booked, full gameplay streams booked. Everything's booked. Can't do anything crazy, you know?
2 bills booked. YouTube check late booked. Come on, guys.
I just got to stick the course and not lose my mind, right? And
WWE Champions booked.
Today I got to do my best to play Alan Wake 2 and enjoy it and entertain you and keep the pace going because we're getting near the end of the game. From what I'm to understand, we're almost there.
Right.
Right.
Podcast booked. So booked he can't do the suggestions.
Get through the tough times. That's what it's all about, right? Tis the season to not be humbugged and to start thinking about being merry and bright and positive and the holiday spirit and everything, right? It's not time to be sitting around doom and gloom and being all annoyed and shit. So
what have we just done for the past 38 minutes? What was this then? It's not, guys, it's not time to be doom and gloom. This is not what we want to do. Let me spend 38 minutes so far doing exactly that. What sense does that make? And that's why when he says things, like he said it during the Side Scrollers podcast, and he said it the other day when he was taking control. I don't want to do this. I don't want to beg. It makes me feel bad. You know, I don't go out of my way to do things that I don't want to do typically. I don't just randomly decide to do them on my streams if I don't actually like doing them. But every day DSP gets on stream and begs, and he never stops. He's always going and going and going and asking for more. For something that makes him feel so bad, he sure does do it all of the time. It almost makes you think he actually likes doing it, doesn't it?
I got to get past it. But that's what I'm really going through right now. And it sucks. I definitely wish that I was in a better position than I am. But I'm coming from a bad position, you know, and it sucks. So that's what's going on with me. All right. I got the drip going. I got the drip going.
We got the drip going. Always do. Always will. I don't know if we're going to watch this whole thing because it is DSP just getting wrecked apparently in Call of Duty. But we are going to watch at least a little bit of it because I haven't seen any of it yet, really. And I watched the little intro here, the little recap preview. But we're gonna watch some of it, and then hopefully we'll look at some suggestions. Are you saying our very sensual, cute call wasn't random? No, it wasn't. It was planned. It was premeditated.
Well, guess what? If I can't file my taxes, I can't pay my taxes.
Who is Snort Hogan? The best clip channel in my opinion.
Alrighty,
please
everyone.
Subscribe to Snort Hogan.
Day. Our first match, domination on Quarry. I have no idea what class to pick.
Just the one you feel like, dude. Dude, he's literally first match on Quarry. I don't know what class to pick. He said this when he was talking about playing the game. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna need you guys to tell me what classes are good, what guns are good. How about just play the game, bro? How about just play the game?" I don't know what to tell you. That's such a weird thing to have to say. Guys, I need you to tell me what's good in the game. Find out. That's what you're like. That's part of the thing. Snort Brunel's also great. Hate Army obviously great, but like my go-to is always Snort Hogan. That's why we always give big ups to Snort Hogan.
Sounds exciting.
Also, Quarry, dog shit map. Hate it. You're gonna get the Modern Warfare 2 map opinions from me. Never a Quarry fan.
Oh. Well, I certainly don't know the map.
How does he not know the map? Bro, it's Quarry. It's just Quarry. His whole shtick was like, oh, I love Modern Warfare 2 maps. They're so nostalgic. I love them. It really made me remember playing Modern Warfare 2 back in the day. He doesn't remember the Quarry map at all. Like, he's obviously very clearly in the middle of the crane that has a square box room at the bottom, and people run all the way around it. It's in the center of the map. I'm not even playing the game, and I can tell you that's what Quarry looks like. Are you stupid? Are you dumb?
Objective Bravo.
That was a big brain play right there, buddy.
I can't turn. I can't turn.
Get off the floor. Okay.
I was completely stuck. My character would not turn or stand up. They were stuck on the floor.
Bravo.
Oh my god. This map, I already tell you, this map sucks ass.
Quarry's always sucked ass. I did get a nuke on Quarry once, and that's the only time I ever really enjoyed Quarry.
It's certainly not the same as the original, though. Fuck.
Yeah, reload as you cross into the window where the objective is, and there's probably dudes. What a genius play that is. This is why I can't watch the guy play any sort of games at all. He just sucks all of the time and makes the worst decisions.
Going up the ladder, then I die.
Whitefoot probably was a voice crack. We let those go every once in a while. I cut them out of the videos, you get them live.
We're losing Alpha. We're taking Bravo.
Well, I got him, then someone else killed me.
His map placement is terrible.
Fucking team sucks.
Isn't even looking down long, just completely ignoring. Like, you're gonna be in the middle of that open area, and you're not gonna.
Oh my god! Wow, this map is something else. Like, it's so open that you can't.
Yes,
tell.
the center of Quarry is very open. You guys remember that from back in the day? You guys remember Quarry? Jesus.
Where anyone's coming from? Because they could be seen from a million different directions at all times.
Enemies securing Bravo.
Doesn't even bother to jump
So what am I
flick.
supposed to do there? Right? Yeah, this map. I think this map is good for deathmatch. I don't really like this map for domination at all. Too many open sight points between these areas where you just sit here and camp and just shoot people constantly.
Then play them, bro. If you know that these spots exist and they overlook objectives like that, once your team grabs the objective, you can just defend them from a distance. I'm notorious for that. There's a reason that I don't typically play objective, and my friends do. It's part of playing as a team. Your team takes the objective because that's what they do, and that's what they're good at, and they're willing to do it. You can defend them from the outside from a better vantage point and take advantage of that point and decimate for it. It's how you play games. It's not anybody's fault that you're the one who wants to constantly run straight into gunfights with your gun down on the floor.
Which doesn't obviously lend itself to this mode. This is gonna be
What's up, Otto Pico?
Getting cheap kills
Glad you could make it.
instead of taking the points. So there's nothing you can do. That guy's just gonna sit there with his sniper rifle and kill everyone out, and he's gonna win. He knows the map, and he has a sniper rifle that's crazy good. So it's just like easy kills for him. Oh, I hit him 100 times with my battle rifle, and he insta kills me with the sniper
This
rifle.
derailed? This is derailed?
Shit.
Bro! You're lying. There's no... Amazing.
Oh, I just
the reaction
instantly died
time.
again. Ah, see? Yeah, this is trash.
Hang on. Let me confirm before I
so
absolutely
class.
talk my
I'm
shit.
never gonna win a firefight unless I get the drop on someone.
Yeah, this is derailed. Dude is complaining about snipers on derailed? What do you think? Dude, that's all that map is. It's like one of the better sniping maps. There's a reason that I only enjoy it on Search and Destroy. Like, come his Modern Warfare 2 takes are awful. I hate this guy. How are you gonna complain about snipers on derailed? There's multiple rooftops and second floors that you can snipe from, and a huge vast openness in the center where you have to cross. Yeah, you're gonna get sniped. Thank you, Chris Robertson, for the subscription. There's no way we can make it through this whole video. I might explode.
From that distance. Okay.
Rust is not a big map. What are you talking about, that distance? Terrible aim. Terrible aim. Terrible aim, but I also don't like that sight. So, whatever. I personally, I would rather run irons than that sight. I don't like that style.
That right? He teleported across this fucking screen. So I don't know what I was supposed to do there. Obviously the connection shit.
Yeah, it's the connection's fault though.
Okay, now I can't hit anyone. By the way, I'm totally cutting this fucking thing off this hat. It keeps hitting me and bothering me. So I can't fucking pay attention.
Oh yeah, dude, it's the hat's fault that he's dying. Of course. How could I not have realized? It's like when he took the Ryu headband off during Street Fighter. Bro, it's totally the hat. Oh, climbing the ladder in Rust? Come on, bro. That's the dumbest thing I could have seen. Got the turret up there. Big ups.
Great. I got one, and another one shot.
Yeah, see, marksman rifle on Rust. The slowest fire rate possible with a guy who can't consistently hit shots, and a large amount of recoil for a guy, again, who cannot hit shots.
Terrible. Yeah, look, I'm doing terribly, and I'm third on our team. Our team is absolutely awful. There's no way we're coming back. When a team is this bad, there's no way you can fucking do shit. Completely unbalanced.
Completely unbalanced. Dude, it's skill-based matchmaking. It's
I was the best player on the team.
what they want.
The team quit. Look, someone had 20 kills on the other team.
That's not an absurd amount of kills to have in a COD game either.
That's that classic Call of Duty balancing. They really know what they're doing there, right?
Yeah, he should have had a shotgun or an SMG out on a Rust. Anything less is honestly goddamn ridiculous.
This is gonna be interesting. Terminal.
Ain't no fucking way.
Crimson Wolf just super chat $10.
I appreciate the tenor, Crimson Wolf. Really appreciate it. I hope everyone's liking the COD commentary on my end. Won't be picking this game up.
Oh, that's a waste.
We've secured the lead.
Shoot him. Why is he aiming so low?
Directly to them, and then he just opened fire.
Hang on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me slow that down. Three shots. He's claiming 3 shots. 1, 2. Missed. Okay. Missed the third. Got 2 hit markers directly in that guy's thigh. I wouldn't expect a kill out of that. I wouldn't expect a kill out of that. That's ignorant.
Great. 3 shots directly to them, and then he just opened fire, and I go down instantly.
Oh, is that 1 of 3? Was that just a remaining hit marker still? Amazing. Bro, he's a different guy. Oh my god.
3 direct shots. He just opens fire, and instantly.
I would never sit on that box right there. You're out of your goddamn mind. You're asking to get shot from the field.
Wow. What the fuck? I didn't have a chance to fire my weapon. It didn't even allow me to fire.
Securing objective.
Totally, those weren't headshots, bro.
Securing objective Charlie. Enemy.
This is just miserable
I
gameplay.
just spawned. I took 1 step forward and got executed.
Objective Bravo is gone.
Don't spawn in sprinting. Just guys, just an idea when you play Call of Duty, make sprinting not the first thing that you do. It goes a long way. Sprint less. Unless you're actually doing any sort of move tech, your gun being aimed at the floor and having to come up is a detriment to your gameplay.
Hey.
Get it.
Dropping ammo here. Taking effective fire.
I'm flew behind cover. Shoot right through the wall. Okay.
Anyway, notice he doesn't watch any kill cams. He has these takes, won't watch a single kill cam so that you can confirm what it looked like on the other end, of course. Because he definitely wasn't. I'm gonna run that back. You can clearly see right here, he is not behind cover. This is where he was shot from. Absolutely 100% could shoot from there. They're gonna decimate you.
Fire.
I'm flew behind cover. Shoot right through the wall. Okay.
Securing objective Alpha. We've secured the lead.
What was that? I can't keep pausing the video. What was that? He's running full sprint across the line of fire right there behind his teammate who's actively in a firefight, and then pulls out a knife and expects people to not run up.
Missed me.
Because you're terrible at the game, bro. The slowest turn in history. Okay. He capped the flag and then didn't even bother getting up while engaging with
Yeah, he
an
doesn't
enemy.
take headshot damage. Fucking stupid game. Game is terrible, man. Come on.
Almost died because he's full sprinting while looking at the floor. Awesome. He's got the knife.
Oh, I was so close to getting it. I was so close to getting it. He shot me through the window. Right, and it said I was hitting. It said I was hitting.
Dude is shooting through the airplane, and then Sim's like, yeah, it says I'm hitting. Yeah, you probably were for like a quarter of the damage that you were supposed to be doing. Come on. Come on.
And it fucking didn't kill him.
Yo, I see you, P-Bo. See ya.
Fucking not.
Auto Pico, why would he want to watch the kill cam? Because it would actually teach him something, but DSP's not interested, so you're right.
I just spawned. How am I getting shot? I spawned. I started running in a direction. I'm already dead. What the fuck? One gets shot 4 or 5 times, doesn't die. I turn to the next one, shooting, doesn't die. Now I spawn. I haven't even done anything. I'm instantly dead.
Run it back. Run it back. Let's see the spawn die, please.
One gets shot 4 or 5 times.
Spawns in, has time to pull it all the way back. Has time to rack it. Spawned in, looking at the scene. There's a guy on the screen. There's a guy on the screen. What does DSP do?
Turn to the next one. Shoot.
He looks right, walks to the left a little bit, gets shot. There was no jump to try and throw the guy's aim off. There was no drop to try and throw the guy's aim off. He didn't even look at the guy. He's too busy complaining to actually spawn and do anything about the guy. The Call of Duty spawns have always been terrible. And map knowledge, placement, and spawns are like half the battle. Only about half of gameplay is the actual gameplay part and knowledge instead, right? Knowing where you spawned, being able to identify where you are immediately and understanding what kind of traffic is going to come through that spot is absolutely vital. And that is a terrible spawn point. You have to be ready to go. So many people come through there, either through the hallway because they came from the library or directly down the hall on the off chance that they actually made it all the way down the hall. And then from Burger Town, you have to be ready. Too busy. Crying.
Doesn't die. Now I spawn. I haven't even done anything. I'm instantly dead. Fucking idiots, man. Great game. Great game again. Great game.
Spawns in full sprint while the gun is still in his face. Can't see anything. Why did... Okay.
Fucking dog shit gameplay, dude.
What a great game.
Yeah, I know. The stupid thing is the dumb fucking daily challenge is get 3 headshot kills with a battle rifle. The battle rifles suck. So I'm never getting headshot kills. Even when I'm shooting them in the head, the game's not registering it as headshot kills. So I'm getting no credit for the daily challenges, so I'm never going to complete anything. And I can't get any unlocks because of it.
Bro, who cares? It's day 1. Play whatever weapon you want. Unlock your classes. Unlock other weapons and maybe even better battle rifles in the first 10 levels or something. And then you could use one that's actually good. Why would you think that you're just immediately going to use the first battle rifle you get and be able to... I mean, like, you should be able to do the challenge because it's 3 headshots. It's not that difficult at all. But you're terrible. Just don't do the challenge or whatever. Do you actually care? Is it going to affect you? Are you going to hit max rank? Are you gonna prestige or whatever? No. You're just doing it to say that you did it, and you're going to have a worse time for it. Do I think he's quitting this? Absolutely. How long until he quits it? I can't really... I'm not willing to say because I actually missed the whole stream. I'd have to watch one of the streams to be able to say. But, like, come on. He's definitely quitting this.
How? How? I got the drop on them. I fired on them way before
What
they
map
ever
is
opened
this?
fire
This
on
doesn't
me.
look familiar
I
to
got
me.
more direct hits. I die first. Fuck your fucking netcode, you pieces of shit. Seriously, here we go. I'm gonna jump. No, fuck you and your mother. You suck ass. The fucking netcode is shit and gives you the win for no reason.
Oh, this is,
Some people just...
I know this one. Damn it. Yeah. I know where we're at. I can't think of the name.
That's what what the fuck?
You were still full sprint. You were full sprint. What did he expect? I hate this guy, dude.
So it negates my knife stab. It negates it. I did it first. And it acted like I never pressed it. She gets the stab first. What a piece of shit. Dude, that's fucking...
No, it's not Favilla. It's, man. I want to say it's called, like, Aftermath or something like that. It's got the shops in the center that connect to each other. I can't think of the name. But anyway.
Latency. I got the drop on her.
It's got, like, the fort in the back that people used to hide in a lot, I think.
What a piece of shit.
Is that one?
Well, we won.
This is Favela, ain't it? We missed it. Rip.
I love the
New donation from Vaporware 336.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the coffee donation on yeah, the coffee donation, Vaporware 336. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tag me in the chat if you want me to read that message out loud. Some people be sending stuff that I don't think I should be reading out loud when they donate. So let me know. Tag me.
Good morning, Kanye.
Brotherhood of Steelman just super chat $2. DSP logic is his bullets should vaporize people.
Yeah, dude. He obviously is the only person who should have laser weaponry. It's rundown. Thank you. I appreciate the what was it, 2? Yeah, it was the $2. Brotherhood of Steelman. I appreciate the 2. Big ups. At this run, I'll go grab the coffee message.
I even had 8 more captures, but they awarded the guy with 32 kills the most points. It's fucking domination, you dumb motherfucking game developers. Why are you rewarding someone for raw kills in a domination game?
Kanye.
You dumb fuck.
A Deep Fryer just super chat $4.99. Gotta love that he plays this POS remake and outright refuses to play the new DLC fighters in Mortal Kombat 1. He's so prideful.
Yeah, dude, he'd rather sit here and complain about this game instead of sit there and complain about that game. Because he wanted to buy this, because he has to consume. He's got to get those day 1 views, dude. There's no day 1 views on Mortal Kombat 1, even if it is new DLC. Come on. Oh, man. So we got Vaporware 336. So what's the over-under on this game lasting longer than Mortal Kombat 1? I give it 2 slow streams, followed by a scorned level rant at best. Thanks for keeping up with the Snortex for all of us, Atlas. What's the over-under on this lasting longer than Mortal Kombat? Longer than 3 streams? Was it Mortal Kombat? I'm going to go with at least 5. Because he's got to do... I'll give him 3 streams for the multiplayer at least. Maybe even 4. And then I'll give him like 2 or 3 Warzone streams to try it out. Then it's getting sent to Banworld. So like 5 or 6 streams total. Longer than Mortal Kombat 1, but not by much. What's worse, his laughing or Adam Sessler's seal clapping? I don't know about Adam Sessler's seal clapping. This is new information to me. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go with his laugh, though. Ack, ack, ack. That's all I know.
The ranking is completely wrong. You're supposed to be rewarded for captures, not kills, you fucking idiots. You don't even know how to make your own game.
This has been a problem in Call of Duty since forever, though. Like, that's always been the case. That's one of the biggest gripes that people have with playing objective game modes in shooters, and specifically Call of Duty, is you get rewarded. You get more points for getting kills rather than playing objective because you tend to just get kills more frequently than actually capture objectives. By doubling the amount of points that you would get for capturing an objective, maybe that would do something, but that's always been the case. It's nothing new. Bringing it up at this point is pointless. If they were going to fix it, they would have fixed it by now.
Oh, wow. That's
and again, it could totally be the situation that these people were at advantageous spots while their team held objectives, and they got a bunch of these kills by not allowing people to even get close to the objectives to begin with, and then they wound up winning the match that way. Again, I'm notorious for that in every game that I play. My friends love to play objective. They like to capture the points. They feel like they can support the team that way because they're not the best shots. They don't have the fastest and smoothest movements, but they can support the team in that way, and I can keep them off of the point from a distance. That way, my guys on the point only have to deal with one guy rather than all 5 or whatever, you know? It's just how the game works.
impressive stupidity. All right.
Horrible aim. Jesus. Oh my god.
Yo! He jumped and landed in my bullets, and again, he didn't die. Dude, I think this gun is weak as shit. I don't think this gun does enough damage to fucking kill anybody. Wow, this gun is fucking trash.
Every gun that DSP uses is bad because it's DSP.
Oh yeah, instantly killed. Fuck this. Yeah, this is trash. Fucking complete trash gameplay.
Enemy UAV active.
Instantly killed.
Why did it take him so long to aim? Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. We're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back. All right, so we're going in, right? Gun up in the sky. We're doing the tack run. Guy's in the door right there. Runs behind the bar. Looks at him. Seen him cross. Never bothered to aim at the doorway. Now first we shoot on ADS, and then we ADS and decide to shoot. It's just bad gameplay. It has nothing to do with the game at all, and everything to do with the person playing it. I don't understand how he can play this game and experience the experience that he's having and not come to the conclusion that he just needs to be better at the game. He needs to analyze the decisions that he's making and then just make them better. He needs to understand his placement is bad. He needs to understand that his tactic of running into a room, gun into the sky, is not working for him. He needs to understand that when he sees people, he instantly needs to ADS and take care of the situation, and maybe even throw in a jump or a duck or something to try and throw their aim off, because they're more than likely going to be aiming the higher you are, right? So you either need to jump and make them shoot at your legs while moving, or you need to crouch and get out of their line and you know, duck below where their crosshair might be if they're aiming for your head. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. Just look at your own footage for 4 seconds and you'll realize you play like ass.
Dude, I just give up. Like, what is my point in playing if my bullets have no effect on them? If every time I shoot them, it does nothing.
You need to hit your shots for them to do something.
My fucking teammate walked in front of me. Oh my god.
Did his teammate even cross his crosshair? I'm not gonna run it back, but it didn't even look like it. Also, you can shoot through your teammates in like every COD game. It's just goofy.
I gotta move now, because you idiots are in. You're fucking kidding me. You're gonna stand in the door? Fuck this. God, you guys suck ass. I can't even climb. I can't get up.
You can't jump there.
I'm stuck here.
There's a
fucking frog jumping in front of me.
Never been able to jump there. I don't know why he thought that he could.
I couldn't see that, man. What is that stupid weapon thing on the screen? I don't want that on the screen. I'm blinking endlessly. Wow. He's completely invisible. Completely fucking invisible enemy. Great gameplay there. Fucking morons.
Yeah, dude had a cloak or something, I guess. I didn't see him, but I wasn't looking that hard.
What the fuck? There's a guy just sitting in there doing nothing. Are you kidding me? There's a guy sitting in the room camping. You fucking pussy bitch. My.
Yeah, dude, that's one of the main rooms in this map. Is that little circular square? That's where people go. Like, they're either upstairs, they're in the circular square there, or they're fighting on opposite, or like, you know, the two sides of that room, pretty much, trying to get in for whatever reason. That's how this map flows, typically. When people don't play it like that, it really throws off my rhythm. But like, yeah, that's the room, dude. You have to be ready in certain areas on certain maps. You have to know the map enough to know where the traffic is going to be. It's when people spawn in, that's where they go. They're always going there. And if they're not actively going there, they're already there. That's it. You can run all over the map for as far as anybody cares, all over the map. But the second that you're in line of sight of either sides of that room or in that room, you have to be ready.
God, grow some fucking balls.
Oh, he has friendly fire on? I didn't even know that was an option. I guess big ups for him not shooting his teammate.
Again, it's weird because how is it that I perfectly remember certain Modern Warfare 2 maps and I don't remember some of these at all? Like this one, I don't
remember Subbase? Subbase was great, dude. UMP 45 gang, rise up.
That's not a double kill? Oh, come on.
Yeah, I also heard that the campaign is ass.
Hostile cruise missile incoming.
Yeah, waifu, you can totally shoot before you aim, and that's even a strat half of the time. But for DSP, like,
started with
his reaction time and aim is terrible to begin with, so him lining up a shot while actively shooting is never gonna work for him.
That doesn't make any sense at all. Someone has 5
Snow maps do go
kills.
crunchy. This is true roach bait. I liked sub base. I always thought it was good.
I might as well just quit the match. Someone already has 5 kills, and they started me like a minute late.
UAV active.
Even though I was loading with everybody else. What a fucking waste of time.
Dude, it's 5
Look at that.
kills.
I couldn't even
You can
aim
get
straight.
5 kills
Yeah,
in one
I'm
life.
This match is fucked up. I couldn't even aim straight. The guy standing in front of me. Again? Yeah, fuck this.
Doesn't even like again one of those situations where he spawns at the bottom of the staircase and there's 2 places people are going to be coming from. They're going to be coming from the airfield or they're going to be coming from the escalators there. You have to look up the escalators if that's the direction that you're going to move, you know? That's where the people are going to be.
Time. I'm an idiot. The
Uh
match starts late, so I'm down by 5 kills, and then I can't fucking aim and shoot anyone? Yeah, fuck you. Fucking piece of shit.
yeah.
I will not waste
I
my
guess.
time on that. I will play another
Yo, the
match.
menus
How
for
do you have a
COD are
free-for-all
so
match where
bad,
people start at
man.
different times. What a dumb fucking game.
Say there's clearly a guy in that little gap there. Why did he have his pistol out? What is this pistol game? Bro can't get a kill with a normal like AR
Oh, I just
and then thinks he's gonna get a bunch of pistol kills? You're out of your mind, bro.
Well, at least I got a kill.
Hey, he got the pistol kill, boys.
None
Yeah,
of
Paul
my
Tar.
random bullets-
COD UI is egregious and a shame, and the worst part about COD, if you ask me, second to skill-based matchmaking, but
Completely invisible. Can't see anything. And the connection, what it is when you have a map like this, the connection's so bad. You can't ever aim and fire and look, everywhere you go, I'm gonna get shot from every direction.
you have a pistol in the open on the objective, like the place that people are definitely going to be looking on the objective, and you're reloading. Like the trifecta of things that are going to get you killed in the open on the objective, reloading. You never stood a chance. And actually the quad, because you also have a pistol that you're never going to hit that shot with. You're asking to be murdered.
I can never aim, fire, or get any kills.
Yeah, and it's Rust. They're able to spot you from everywhere on Rust.
Seriously, fuck you. You fucking suck.
We're taking Alpha.
I'm with you.
Alpha secure. Hostile UAV in the area.
Taking fire!
Every direction.
Bravo.
Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna get any kills with this handgun, right?
Dude, it's Rust. Come on. I know we're almost through the video, but I'm gonna cut it. I think we've seen enough. DSP's terrible at COD. His reactions are awful. His placement is terrible. He doesn't understand. I'm honestly surprised that he doesn't understand what his problem is. Yeah, also using irons on a pistol. You can. It's fine. It is just a Glock, like, sight. Whatever, but... Ugh. Anyway, we've got the suggestions, the suggestion box from the other day. What time is it? 11:20? Yeah, we'll keep going. So... this is the suggestion box that we were hyping up for, what, like a month? We were asking for suggestions. And DSP insinuated that he would do this multiple times this week. And he did it one time on Monday, and that was it. He never bothered looking at the suggestions again. And he very clearly did not enjoy looking at them to begin with. So we're going to take a look at that right now.
Anyway, that being said, I will
Big ups, shout out. That being said, love the content. Very curated, very meaningful.
welcome you all here to the Level 1 Podcast. Today is Monday, the 6th of November, 2023. Let's get this sucker on. I gotta get used to getting this sign on every morning because I forget half the time. And today, on today's podcast, we're gonna do something a little different. Something that was planned since basically late summer. Today we are going to dive into your suggestions. That's
Big
right.
point at the camera.
Suggestions box.
Good snort. Good snort. What do we rate that, boys? How many snorts out of 10 are we giving that? I'm gonna give that snort probably a good 8. I thought that was an 8 kind of snort. Good. Could definitely do better. The double barrel snort is always a 10, but I think that was an 8.
Month of October, and you guys dumped a bunch of suggestions in there for improvement. And what we're gonna do today, for the first time, is we are going to go into that box and review said suggestions, and we're gonna see what you guys have said. It would be something that could be, you know, improvements to the stream.
Damn, we're low on the quality of that snort, I guess. 7.26, 1651. That's pretty high.
I know that tons of people like the content and want to see it improve, and you all have different ideas for how that can be done. And that's what the suggestion box is for, is to get an avenue by which you can suggest those things so I can review them. Now, you have to understand.
You have to understand that there's going to be a bunch of...
Ain't no fucking way.
Us Army 77 just super chat $20. Phil has talked about joining the military when he was younger, but watching him shoot as one who was a drill sergeant, he would test my patience on weapons qualifying day.
Thank you for the 20 U.S. Army. I really appreciate it. I don't know if it's weird to thank you for your service, but thank you anyway. I would just count yourself as fortunate you didn't have to deal with the guy, but it probably would have been very satisfying to yell at him viciously and throw him out because he's terrible at everything he does. I don't even think DSP has ever shot a gun ever, so him wanting to join the military back then seemed strange to me. I feel like if that was something that you even considered, you would have at least shot a gun eventually, but no, not DSP.
I'm a lot more open today than I ever was before.
Thanks for the 20. Appreciate it. Thank you.
However, I simply put cannot implement every single thing that someone suggests. A lot of the times, even though it might be well intended, there's just no way that it's viable or realistic. Okay? In addition, sometimes there's people who want something, and even though we can't do it immediately, maybe we could do it down the line, but then they get disappointed because we didn't do it immediately, okay? So you have to understand that the whole point of having a suggestions box that now we're going to begin to review on these podcasts is to take in your feedback for improvement, to consider things that maybe I've never considered before, whether it's just tweaks to my setup, whether it's games to play, whether it's
muting his microphone or doing different segments that don't absolutely suck ass. Those are suggestions. How about we do some of those?
Events to hold, whether it's a difference in the way that I stream, however it could be or what it could be, right?
Good morning, Tay. What's going on?
To your feedback. I want your feedback.
What up, Chef?
Right? So
You missed the COD gameplay.
After our usual, going through the schedule and stuff like that. In reality, there's not that much else to do today. We don't have any game news today. Schedule-wise, things haven't really changed. I just want to, excuse me, do a brief update on the React show, and an update on the React channel, because basically what I was dreading was going to happen did happen this morning, but it's not the end of the world. I just want to let everyone be aware of what's going on with DSP Reacts, and we'll talk, okay? So
we're going to talk.
Today, but I think the suggestion box will be the meat of it. And then, of course, for the next 3 days, full-time gaming. No more breaking it up with problems of me being sick or the React show, but instead, all new releases nonstop for the next 3 days as we make a big push to get into the end game of all the games I'm playing. If you take a look.
Yeah, we got to get those games out of here, guys. There's new games coming out. I got to get the day one views. Just get them through. We got a hard push. No more talking to you guys. I'm not reading your shit. Shut up talking to me. I'm playing the game.
Alan Wake 2. I'm like 17 or 19 hours in. Hold on. I am 17 hours in. Spider-Man 2. I'm 18 hours in. Mario Wonder. I'm 12 hours in. And if you judge versus...
Yo, Tay, my sister used to work at a GameStop.
Through every single game I'm playing. Okay? So, focusing on these games for the next few days, okay? We're going to see how far we can get.
Jesus. That was pretty good.
We're going to see if we can get near the end of some of these games, because we have double new releases coming out this Friday.
Double new releases.
As Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I know you guys want to see those games. The way I see it, we should not jump into Like a Dragon Gaiden until we've at least wrapped up one of the ongoing playthroughs I'm doing right now. I don't see how that would fit into the schedule. Why have 3 narrative-based games going at once? I don't think that's going to work. And we'll see. But Call of Duty, we absolutely could jump into. It's just multiplayer fun. And I think
Yo, when's the suggestions? I thought I found it.
All right, but anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we?
Yeah, let's do the suggestions, please.
Let's recap how yesterday went.
No. No.
For more today, so I hope you guys are ready for some Alan Wake fun. And then on the late stream tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific.
No.
If you guys feel like an immersive RPG would make a great playthrough. I remember during your playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Original. So, oh, stupid nose. Itchy.
Okay.
Now my freaking face itches. Great. Okay,
Wash your face,
so
you
that's the
disgusting pig.
next week. I hope that sounds good. As I already stated, I'm probably going to try to squeeze in a review of Invincible Season 1 at some point this week by the end of my streaming week. If I get a chance to watch some of Invincible Season 2 and start...
God won't save the business,
and
no.
I would like suggestions for things to starting review for this month, all right? But I haven't had a chance to set that up yet, and I'm thinking maybe if I have a chance later today, I'm going to set up a suggestions thread on DSP Reacts where the members, or just the viewers there, can post up stuff that they'd like to see me watch and review on that channel heading into Christmas time, okay? So there you go. All right. So, I mean, that pretty much covers everything that I really had to talk about today.
Yes. Suggestions.
That's what I would like to do.
Please.
Is
Yes.
jump into the suggestions box.
All right, we found it.
That you guys have
Here we go.
suggested over the last month and a half.
20 minutes off. We had wasted a lot of time.
Let's just do it. So let's do it. Let's jump in. And by the way, we'll probably do this for a little over half an hour, and then we'll get to shout outs, and then we'll get to our usual opportunity for open Q&A and all of that. I don't want to do the entire show. The suggestion box is full of stuff. We can use this all month. Like, we can do this all the time on the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay?
go to Boehm for sure. He did that all week too. He stalled so he didn't have to address any of the
I'm
suggestions.
actually going in order of submissions here. I remember during
And going in the order of submissions is terrible. He should have obviously went by like replies or upvotes or whatever the system for engagement is on the thread. Those are obviously the ones that people wanted the most. Those would have been the best for his streams. They would have been actual critiques. But I'm sure that number one, I'm like gotta be 100% positive. The number one was that he needs to mute the mic when he snorts. And obviously he was not going to address that, especially not the first thing he addresses. So we have to read these in order.
your playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Original last year, you said there's a possibility we give Final Fantasy VIII another chance. I love your Final Fantasy playthroughs. I hope you'll do that eventually. And also play Final Fantasy 12 because you never played it on stream. Yeah. Like, there's no response there. Yeah. One day I'd like to play 8. One day I'd like to play 12. When time permits. Thanks.
Yo, and the little shrug with the hand slap in the eyes. Look at the way he communicates with his audience is abysmal. This is not the way you should talk to people who are actively trying to give you A, game recommendations, or B, suggestions in general. You should not be talking to your audience like this.
Play Final Fantasy 12 because you never played it on stream. Yeah. Like, there's no response there. Yeah. One day I'd like to play 8. One day I'd like to play 12. When time permits. Thanks. Now
Thanks. Get him out of here, dude.
PC exclusives
Awful.
in rotation. For example, there's a 90s point-and-click adventure game that was called Toonstruck. It starred Christopher Lloyd as a cartoonist trapped in the world of Zart, kind of like Comic Zone on Genesis. Tim Curry voices the animated villain of the story. Okay, the game sounds familiar, but I've certainly never played it. And again, yeah, I would consider it. I do have a mini PC. It seemed to work well when I played Chrono Trigger, although we didn't get to use it for the Halloween marathon and test it to see if that Phasmophobia, how it would run on there. You know, it kind of sucks because that was going to be like a good opportunity to actually test it and see. And we didn't get a chance to do anything, right?
We didn't get a chance to do anything. DSP, it's in your house. You could just boot it up and figure out if the game runs or not. You could play a level and just die, obviously, in the game, but you could just find out how it runs. We don't need to be there for you to stress test something. That's a strange thing to have to do on stream. And yeah, I seen you in chat. Where did it go? Come back. I lost it. It's gone. Banned forever. Someone mentioned that the thread specifically asked for game recommendations as well, and I'm just passing by it, and I can't see it because I'm stupid. Yes, a guy with long hair. Please, thing of note, he did tell them to suggest games in that post. He did, and he's going to deride them for doing game suggestions. That's something he's going to do. Spoiler.
So it is what it is, but yeah, in the future I would consider it, I guess. Again, these game suggestions, I get it. Okay, here's a game suggestion. Okay, sure, I guess. Like, I don't know how to respond to it. Obviously, we can't do it now. It's going to be based on requests in the future when we actually have downtime, and now is not the time for that, so I can't really say, yeah, let's play it right now. You know what I mean? Can we get a tips goal to do a 70s style half open button up shirt with Vaseline on your chest for $125? I do that all the time already. Play Baldur's Gate 3 when you're done with Starfield.
And the Vaseline on the chest thing is the reason why we shouldn't have done these in order and should have done them by how good they actually were, by how many upvotes they got. Because that is terrible and shouldn't have been read out loud, and it is a disgusting image that nobody wanted. So I'm glad we could do that.
I've already had 5 zillion people this year say that I should play Baldur's.
Did we reach 100 likes? Oh shit, we're at 135. I don't have an M. Bison hat or bubbles. I actually have nothing.
Gate 3.
Scammed.
Apprehensions.
Sorry.
Baldur's Gate 3 remain exactly the same.
It was me the whole time. I'm the scammer.
We already played Divinity Original Sin 2 and it didn't work. All right? And it's a
Baldur's Gate 3 and Divinity Sin 2 are terrific games.
It's
They're great.
RPG with insane amounts of narrative, slow
Yes.
paced, right? The combat is slow paced.
Yeah. You could play on easy mode though.
As much as you guys
Oh, you guys want to see the, okay, I can do that. I can add that's cat cam.
RPG would make a great playthrough.
What tips goal to get cat cam? Nah, dude, it's 100 likes. Just let me know when we get 100 likes, we get the cat cam.
Playing that game nearly nonstop for a month.
Maybe next stream I'll put it up on screen.
This game, I don't know how that
100
game
likes
works.
equals cat cam.
I'm a variety streamer. I don't just play one game constantly. I play 3-4 games. I have multiplayer games in the mix. I juggle everything around so that there's variety and there's a little something for everyone.
We're still talking about games though. Yeah, I know we're at 143. I didn't realize.
Told me to stop playing it. That it was so boring at that point because I wasn't having enough time to dedicate to play it. So that is my apprehension with Baldur's Gate 3. And I think the problem here is, can I be honest? Let me be honest with everybody here, with my opinion here. Here's what I think the problem is, all right?
Here's the problem, folks.
When you are
Big snort.
a variety streamer, everyone expects you to play every good game, okay?
I don't think that's true. I think people expect you to play a variety of games that you enjoy. And if you don't enjoy games like Baldur's Gate, that's fine. You don't have to. Just say you don't want to play a CRPG. You can say that. That's totally fine. But don't sit here and lie and say it doesn't work for your content. It doesn't work for your audience. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, again, just don't lie to me.
Excuse me. And that's just the truth.
What are my tattoos from? I've got the Hunter's logo from Bloodborne on my arm, and then I've got some Chaos runes from Warhammer. Is what's on that arm.
Games are so lengthy these days that there's just no way that I could realistically play every good game, right? For every good game that I play, I end up missing a good game. You get that, right? Like, I played Lies of P, and I played it not expecting much. It was insanely outstanding, right? And because I played Lies of P, essentially I wasn't really motivated to play the Lords of the Fallen, and that's why I'm not playing the Lords of the Fallen. You see? I'm not saying I'm not playing it ever. I'm saying that's why I'm not playing it now. If I hadn't played Lies of P and skipped it, then maybe I would have been more in line and say, okay, let's do.
I don't think he was ever going to play Lords of the Fallen, though, just given that it's like a reboot of the series of a game that didn't do well and he hated. Yeah. I don't think that was ever actually going to happen. And have I been playing Darktide? No. I bought Darktide, and they do things that I don't like. I don't like the shop system. I don't like the lack of content. So I have not been playing Darktide. I wish I liked it, though. I did 100% Vermintide 2, though. I thought that game's great.
The gist of it here, right?
Love it.
So, you know, BITW awesome. I'm just going to time you out, and if you continue to spout nonsense, I'm just going to make sure that you don't talk in the chat ever again, because I really had it with your nonsense.
Yeah, get him out of here. Ban world.
Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, like, I can't play every game. And the thing with Baldur's Gate 3, as everyone knows, it's an insanely time-consuming...
Don't tell the Grey Knights where I stay. Don't do it, Requiem.
And that's fine. Again, I respect the game. For people who played it and enjoyed it, good for you. I just don't think it's the kind of game that's going to work for me. I feel it's going to be another situation where we start it, and the first 10, 20 hours, people are interested, and then they all get bored. And then people stop showing up, they stop engaging, they stop supporting, they're tired with the game. But here I am, I played 20 hours into an 80-hour game, and people, and now, well, aren't you going to keep playing it? Well, where's everyone? People are already done with this game, you know? And it's not representative of the game, it's the style of game, the kind of content that I do. It's hard. It's hard to even maintain people for over 10 hours in a game these days. It really is. And here I am in the midst of Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Mario Wonder, and yeah, the attendance, the engagement has fallen off for these playthroughs. Why? Because these games are also damn long these days. Games back in the day when I started on YouTube 10, 15 years ago, on average, were 10, 15 hours long tops. Tops. Now...
Yeah, dude, he used to be able to just shovel them out the door and just get them off the conveyor belt, as I always say. Just get them through. We don't want to play games. We don't want to have fun. We just gotta get them out the door. What a clown. But yeah, so just keep in mind, this is his response to someone just telling him that he should play Baldur's Gate 3. And instead of just being like, I don't want to play that, it's not really for me, he comes up with 100 million excuses on why he can't. And that has made every single suggestion so far, I think we're up to 4, basically a brush off or an excuse as to why he can't do it. That'll be a running trend. Also, people are asking what games I'm currently playing. I barely play games at this point. I usually play in RimWorld, or I was playing some BattleBit Remastered this morning. I was playing some Spider-Man recently. I'd like to get back into heavily modded Skyrim, as big as a meme as that is. Usually have fun playing that. But I typically don't play all that many games anymore.
Most games are 20, 30, 40 hours long.
I don't care if you do stupid stuff to see the cat.
And now you're expecting me to play an
The cat likes to hang out
RPG
sometimes.
while I'm juggling other projects as well, because I don't just play one game at a time. You know what I mean? You have to understand where I'm coming from. You have to. Okay? I'm not saying I'm never playing Baldur's Gate 3. I'm saying I literally don't know how on earth I would play Baldur's Gate 3 with how long it is and the kind of content I put out. We've tried this with other games. It doesn't work. So if you have a track record and you've seen in history that this kind of stuff doesn't...
But it does work. I mean, I wasn't there, but people are telling me, people are saying, shout out a lot of people in chat, but a lot of people are saying in chat that he was printing money with Divinity Original Sin 2. And that's not the first time I've heard that. I've heard a lot of different places that he made a lot of money playing Divinity Original Sin 2. And that he quit playing it because OIC tipped him $80 and said, I don't care if you drop the game. And then he did. Because why would he continue to play the game that he doesn't actually enjoy? Which I 100% understand. You shouldn't be playing games that you don't enjoy. But you also shouldn't really start playing games that you know you're not going to enjoy. And I also don't agree with his entire theory that he has to finish every single game even if he's not enjoying them. That's... I don't think you have to do that. Again, your entire intention should be to create content that is entertaining and enjoyable to your audience. And if you're not enjoying the game, you shouldn't be...
From Snookerman.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that donation, Snoo, on coffee. Tag me in chat and I'll read it out loud if you'd like. But yeah, your entire intention should be to be entertaining, and it's just not. All he cares about is finishing playthroughs, and it comes off that way.
Work. Then why would you keep trying?
Yeah, Phil doesn't want to read. Yeah, probably.
A lot of you like Baldur's
He can't slur it all together. He has to actually effectively communicate. He hates doing that.
The content I play. So how could I play it, and why would I bother? Why would I waste everyone's time, including mine? So there's no way that I could do it right now anyway. But, maybe long term, but I just don't see it happening, being honest. It's not a casualized RPG by any means. So there you go. All right, continuing on. Have you ever thought of doing something akin to a sub Saturday like other streamers where you basically play inexpensive indie stream games that your members pick and you switch games every 30 minutes to an hour to a new game? I apologize if this has been asked before, and I apologize if you've done it and tried this before it didn't stick. I'm unaware since I'm kind of new here, and I love and enjoy all of your content that I do. And again, I'm sorry if I'm ignorant. Much love to you and your family. I don't really understand.
And listen to how he read that. Like, it's just so dismissive of the person who's actively trying to help him. Like, I don't get how you can be so dismissive to people that actively care about you enough to give you suggestions. Exactly, extragalactic Goral. It's so disrespectful. And then he wonders why he's getting these people, like shoving these people off in droves. He's actively losing people. He's not getting the numbers that he is, because he is so disrespectful when he talks about these people, when he talks to these people, when he addresses the things that they're saying. You shouldn't do that. It's very clear that you shouldn't be doing that.
I don't really understand the concept of this, all right? So if you guys can explain it to me in the chat, I have the chat right here in front of me. What is this whole sub Saturday, sub Sunday? What is the premise of this? Because to me, when I hear that, sub Saturday, sub Sunday, it sounds like, so we're doing a special stream where we're trying to get people to subscribe to the channel. But when you say sub, you're probably talking Twitch. You're probably talking getting people to become a paid subscriber. So maybe for me, it would be like Member Mondays or something like that, right? But I just don't understand the premise of it. Like this person is saying, the premise is you or your members pick inexpensive indie Steam games and you switch games every 30 minutes. Like, huh? So I'm being told this would be a stream only available to paid subscribers. So it would be members only stream here, Member Monday only stream on YouTube. Okay?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So again, I gotta wonder, like, how would this work?
And then you could see in chat, Moist Critical does that. Like, Wily Coyote is here saying specifically, Moist Critical does that.
I don't get it. If someone could explain to me the premise of how the event works and why you think it would work, I would consider it. But it sounds to me like all you're saying is set up a stream that's members only. Okay? What's the benefit of that? Right? And the other thing you're saying is have members pick or you pick a bunch of indie games and you play them for 30 minutes at a pop. So what you want me to do is buy like 5-6 games and play for 3 hours. Every 30 minutes I play a different indie game.
It would be fun. It would be variety.
You know, I am. I'm kind of like scratching my head. I don't get it. Wouldn't it encourage memberships? Would it?
Yes. Yes, it would encourage memberships. Exclusive content for members. It encourages memberships because they are curious if the content, A, they're curious as to what the content actually is. And B, if the content is good, they want to take part in it. They want to see it. They want to interact in the chat. They want to have a say in it. That is, in and of itself, incentivizing memberships. What is to be confused about here?
If Phil's playing 6 random indie games he's never going to touch ever again on a stream today and only members can see it, would that make you become a member? You tell me. And that's what I say. I don't get the concept. I don't understand. You know me. I don't do subscriber or member only events. They don't exist. I don't do that. Everything I do has always been public and open. I've never had a paywall style event like that. So
paywall style. But he has had paywall style events, not in the same way, but still paywall style events. Every event from previous years was a paywall style event where you had to hit a certain Patreon goal or whatever to do the event, right? Like, that is a paywall style event. The viewer's choice is a paywall style event in the fact that you would have to, you would have to give him money and vote to play the game that you want him to play. That's paywall style.
Benefit would be. It works for other streamers, but it wouldn't work for Phil. Why not? Well, first of all, why does this work for other streamers? And why wouldn't it work for me?
So he asked that question, and then we heard him literally earlier in I believe the next day, because it was a Tuesday when we watched that other clip. He's asking now, why does it work for other people, but it wouldn't work for me? Like, he's offended at the idea. Tomorrow he's going to come on stream and then say, it wouldn't work for me like it works for them. It's completely different.
People will just leave if you paywall it. Moist Critical does a bad games night once a week where he tries to find and play the worst games possible. Okay.
Turtle dude right here, yeah.
Okay.
Brings up Moist Critical. DSP latches on. He'll never forget.
It doesn't have to be many games.
Sir Moist was brought up.
Okay, before we go further, I would just like to say something, all right? Can I please, just let me say something before we continue, because I am going to consider the suggestion, all right? I am not a big streamer, and people have to stop having that mentality in their heads that Darkside Phil is a big streamer. At most, I get a few hundred viewers a stream. At most, I get a few hundred viewers a video. At most, I'll get more than that, like 1,000 a video, right? Maybe a couple thousand.
Yeah, his numbers are pretty abysmal. Not that I'm here to flex how many views my videos get. I appreciate everybody who watches them. Thank you, thank you. But it became very apparent to me that my videos do get more views than Phil's do typically, consistently even. And I honestly never expected that to happen. And he should probably feel bad about that. 15-year legacy, 7 videos a day or whatever, and he can't even break 1,000 views typically.
And if it's a big
rough,
the first few parts, okay? The reason, the concept you're describing, all right, is something that would work for someone who's huge. People are clamoring for their attention. They absolutely would love to see that streamer play something that they want. See, to have Moist Critical or Maximilian Dude or
Moist Critical. Shout out the emphasized T's and Maximilian Dude. big ups. Good content creators, things that DSP are not.
You want is like, oh my god, I've always wanted that. It's like one of my big desires, life-changing thing to see this person play a game that I suggested on a stream. That doesn't happen with me. I'm a small guy. I'm a small-time guy. All right.
But that doesn't make any sense because your audience, the people who would be willing to do this, do care enough about you, A, to give you money, and B, to actually recommend a game for you to play. Of course they would want the recognition or the shout out or have that kind of effect on your stream because they actually like you. That's the thing. Regardless of how small you are, if you have one person in your chat and you're acknowledging them and you're making them feel like they're a valued member of your chat, like that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you have 100 million people in your chat or not. As long as these people are getting something out of it, as long as they are watching something that they find entertaining and they have some sort of, sway on the stream, shout out Sway. You don't have the answers though. Like that's something that they enjoy. You should try and provide that, but he won't because he's too lazy. He just wants to say he can't do anything ever.
We don't get thousands of people showing up to my streams that are going to become members overnight because I did a members only stream at all. What'll happen is I'll get low attendance on that stream because people aren't just going to pay just to show up to a random stream. Okay? For them, oh my god, the day that Moist Critical graced us and played this indie game, right? The indie game gets exposure. The indie game gets a bunch of attention. People might buy the indie game because Moist Critical played it. That doesn't happen with Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil is a small-time guy. No one cares if Darkside Phil plays an indie game. No one. I don't. No, the game developer won't. I won't. You won't.
Okay, but if your chat is asking you to play an indie game, obviously they care enough about watching you play the indie game that they would bring it up. What I don't understand, where's the line of logic here? Because you kind of sound like an idiot. That doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody recommend that you do something if they don't care about it? That's just dumb. Unless you know they're LARPers, in which case you should deal with your LARPing problem.
Independent e-celebrity, like these streamers, people ridiculously unfairly compare me to people who are 10, 20, 50 times bigger than me. And then they don't get, well, I don't get it. It works for them. Why doesn't it work for you? Because I'm not them. I'm a small-time little guy. The fact that you act like I'm some big guy, right? Bringing in insane amounts of money and attention and everything that I do is ridiculous. I don't think that a members-only stream, is going to ever work, honestly.
Jesus.
That's always something that I've stayed away from all these years. I told you guys I don't like paywalling my content. I wanted that all my content is available to everyone at all times. Now, if you go the extra mile and you support, maybe you'll have the ability to direct some of the content. Maybe you'll be suggesting advertisements for the Adpocalypse, right? Games for a marathon or things like that. Shows for me to review and stuff like that. That's great. But that's different than saying, oh, only a certain group of people can even watch said content. You see? I've always been anti-paywall.
He's always been anti-paywall, but for the longest time, any sort of special event ever had to be hidden behind a paywall. He wasn't willing to do anything out of the ordinary unless you paid him money.
When it comes to watching my content, you see?
That doesn't even make sense.
So that doesn't make sense to me. And then in addition to that, like I said, do you really think if I did a day, like let's say I did Member Mondays, and this daytime stream on Monday was members only, right? And the members voted, nominated and voted, and I played 6 indie games. First of all, each indie game, let's say each indie game costs $5. So I just dropped $30+ plus tax for today's stream. So immediately I negated half my profits for the stream because I'm not Moist Critical. Moist Critical will make thousands of dollars on his Member Monday stream. I will make probably $50. So I've already negated half my profits of the day because I bought 6 games for this one stream that I will never play the games ever again. Then I play the 6 games. No one will care about them, right? Maybe one, if I get lucky, anyone will ever want to see again. And no one will watch the videos of them because who's heard of these fucking nobody games, right? They don't.
Why does anybody have to hear about the games before you play them? Why can't it be just about putting on an entertaining stream and playing games for your audience? Sometimes, and again, this is a foreign concept to Phil, it's not about the game. It's just about doing something and interacting with your chat. That's what they're here for. I can't say it any more than that. And yo, Hayden, thy great. Thanks for the sub, brother. Appreciate it. And someone said, where is it? Where did it go? I lost it. Gone forever. No, yeah, puts the cat behind the paywall, exactly. Yeah, he paywalls Patreon videos. And even more than that, he does exclusive membership videos for the DSP Reacts channel. This is not a foreign concept to him. He is very aware of the concept of doing members-only stuff. It's the same exact concept. You have members, you want to incentivize them to give you more money and continue to be members, so you would give them exclusive content that they have a bigger, larger say in. It's really that simple. He's just coming up with every excuse under the sun why he can't do something that he probably should just be doing. Shout out every excuse under the sun.
Get any exposure because I played them. No one gives a shit about Dark Side Phil playing indie games in 2023. Do you see the point I'm making? Okay?
Nice.
That is the point I'm making here. All right? You're talking someone who gets 300 views versus someone who gets 20,000 views. The scale is not there.
It doesn't have to be there.
And that's why people say, why don't you do this project that Max does all the time? Why don't you do what Moist Critical does? Why don't you do what Angry Joe does? Why don't you do what this other giant person 40 times bigger?
Yo, Francisco, thanks for dropping by for the positivity, brother. Appreciate it.
If I were a ginormous, in-demand person, I could do all these specialty events to rake in money. Oh, by the way, isn't it funny that if I did a members-only stream, all I would get is criticism that it's for greed. But these big guys do it literally all the time to bring in memberships, and they don't get criticized. That's okay, right? That's okay for them to do it. They could paywall their content all day. That's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. But if
But people are actually asking you to paywall content and giving you the suggestion to paywall the content, and for some reason you're saying that other people are saying you're not allowed to do that. You're the one coming up with excuses on why you can't. You're the one detracting on yourself. There's no one here that's saying that you can't do that. And why would you give a shit what they have to say anyway? Because they're not the ones running your business. They're not the ones who are trying to incentivize you to get more members. It's none of their business. Why would you listen to them if you genuinely think that it could work for you, which you don't? You've made that very clear because you're not even willing to try. But if you did actually think that it would work for you and that you could make some profits off of it, why would you even care if other people think that you're being greedy? Because it doesn't stop you from begging. That's the part that's the greediest, is the beg. But it's never stopped you before.
Phil does it, he's the devil, right? So there you go. So, yeah, this sucks, that I can't do the things that other people do, but I do feel like it is completely and utterly unfair that people do stuff like this to me, and they try to say, oh, you see...
And that's not what the suggestion said? Yeah, it's not what they said at all, but they just recommended that he do some sort of sub-Monday or sub-Sunday or whatever. That's really all he said. That's all the suggestion was, and he's gone on this entire rant about how he's not Moist Critical and he doesn't have the numbers and it wouldn't work and people are going to call him greedy, and like no one said anything about that.
He doesn't want to improve. He doesn't want... No, it's because I can't. I'm a small-time guy. Just because I get insane amounts of harassment on the internet and all these nut jobs are obsessed with me, and because of that a lot of people know who I am, does not mean that I get a positive result of that. I don't get 10,000 views on every stream I do where I can do Member Mondays and it makes me a lot of money. It doesn't work. Okay, so that's why I can't do that kind of stuff. I didn't even understand the concept because to me, for someone of my stature and my size, what you described didn't even make sense. You understand? Like,
yeah, you're an idiot. That's basically you're an idiot. You're dumb. That's the stupidest thing he's ever said. It wouldn't work for him. You should have known that. And get that ass banned. Mods, crush your skull. Get him out of here.
Of something that I would consider doing because it would be shooting myself in the foot. It would basically be isolating a ton of my audience who aren't members who can't watch my content now. And playing games no one's asking for, right? And then dropping my profits for the day into games I'll never play again, and that's it. I made no pay today because I bought a bunch of games for a random stream. Again, dude, Moist Critical, to buy 6 or 10 games for a fucking stream, it's nothing. He farted those games out. He makes thousands of dollars a day. Understand? I don't make thousands of dollars a day.
Why does that matter? Why does Moist Critical's dollar amount affect you at all? What does that have to do with anything? Why are you pocket watching other people, first of all? Second of all, why are you bringing up other people's money on your stream? It's a little disrespectful if you ask me. Don't ever talk about somebody else's money like that. I mean, like, I know we do it to DSP, but he makes it very clear and open about how financially destitute he is. He makes it a part of his content. Moist Critical never talks about is the amount of money that he makes. As far as I know, I've never seen any clips like that at all. Oh, it's so disgusting.
That makes sense. Okay, continuing on. Find a nice local shop to make merch, sell it on Etsy or eBay, and be profitable for you and help a small company. That's not how it works. In order to do that, I would have to finance all the merch up front. Meaning I would have to have investment capital to invest into merch, to produce the merch with the small business. The small business is not going to make merch out of the kindness of his own heart. in the hopes that it will sell online.
Yeah, Hate Army, exactly. He has hundreds, maybe thousands of games in his various libraries between PSN, Xbox, Nintendo. And he's even got Game Pass, which is basically infinite free games that he could play for 30 seconds and never have to look at again, and it would never cost him another dime. Because he's going to pay for Game Pass anyway. It's just excuses. It's nonstop excuses for why he can't do something that he probably should be doing that would actually have some sort of benefit and provide him. He just doesn't want to do it, which again is fine. If you don't want to do it, if that's not your style, you don't want to do that, great. Don't lie about it. Don't act like you can't. Don't sit here and make it sound like it's everybody else's fault and that people are going to say this, that, or that. It's because it's none of that. You just don't want to. You don't even want to try, which again, can't say it enough, is fine. Just don't lie about it. Don't throw yourself a pity party about it.
All right, there's two business models when it comes to merch. All right, and I feel like I should explain these because I think a lot of people do have confusion over the way that merch goes. Hold on 1 second, because I gotta blow my nose again, and then I'll explain. Okay.
All right, the nose blow segment, and I don't know enough about.
Goddamn.
Plush the Duelist just super chat $5. 600k plus is not a small channel in contrast to me.
I don't think 600k plus is a small channel either, if you ask me. Sounds pretty big. I appreciate the Fiverr Plush the Duelist. Big ups, appreciate it as always. Yeah, mute for the nose blow. Is this the one where he comes back though? Okay, no, it's not.
Okay, my apology.
Yeah, you guys remember the other day when he said he had to go blow his nose? He blew it long as hell, came back, said, "I'm still not done," continued to not mute the microphone, and then left again to go blow his nose some more. I loved that. It's one of my favorites.
It's disgusting, and I gotta put up with it. All right, there's two different ways when it comes to merchandise and content creation like I do. Either you find a third-party business that is in...
Oh yeah, but what I was saying, I don't know enough about how merch works, but this just, if you wanted to do it, you could make it happen. However you need to do it to make it happen. But again, the guy is going to use every excuse that he can as to why he can't do something that would, again, actually provide any sort of benefit to his paying audience at all. He just wants to play games and get paid for it. He's not interested in doing exclusive content. He's not interested in interacting with them in any sort of actual way. He's not interested in playing any games out of the ordinary. He's not interested in merch. He's not interested in events. He's not interested in collabs. He's not interested in sponsorships. All he wants to do is be paid for playing games. That's it.
On-demand business, okay? What that means is they incur all the production costs whatsoever. It's an on-demand basis. You upload designs, for example. Like I would upload a logo. I would upload a saying. I would upload a design. And people would then be able to apply that design to a variety of merch. T-shirts, sweatshirts, stickers, mugs, different color coordinations, and things like that. The business themselves incur the production costs. They make the merch on demand per order, okay? The reason they're able to do that is because they are huge. They bring in tons of business, and they have the means to do it. They probably have the printing presses, the software, whatever it needs to do this on the fly, and they can do it on demand per order. All right? In that model...
But either way, regardless of whether they take it up front or they just add it on to the cost of the shirt, because that's all these companies are doing, instead of, a $15 shirt per order because the guy paid, X amount of dollars to get, 100 shirts made or whatever. They're just going to charge you $20 a shirt, and the guy didn't have to pay anything up front. That's literally the only difference. As far as my knowledge goes, that's what I've read up on. That's the way those work. They just put the price of making the thing into the cost of the thing. It's just a redistribution of who is paying for it.
Investment or risk from the content creator themselves. I would invest no money into it. It's just you guys go to the site, order the merch. I make a couple bucks off each sale. They make a bunch of money off each sale, and you get a piece of merch. Okay? That's what I always did back in the day with first it was Cafe Press, and then it was Teespring. That's what I did with those businesses. There was never any cost on my end. They incurred the cost. Okay? The other model that you're thinking of is more of the small business model, where I would have
support your small businesses, please,
to buy and produce shirts en masse, whether it's shirts, sweatshirts, whatever it would be, and then once I've already pre-purchased them, they are stored somewhere. usually an offsite warehouse, and then people can order them on demand, and they are shipped from that warehouse directly to them, and that's how I make my money on the back end. But that requires me to invest the money first. I've done that before too. I did that over a decade ago when we were making the t-shirts for Project 7, okay? I invested a ton of money into buying all those t-shirts and pre-producing them in the hopes that we would sell them at conventions and then online, okay? Now,
if he's so familiar with it and he knows that his audience wants it, why wouldn't he at least try? That's the killer right there. People have been asking for new merch. I'm aware it could be LARPers. I genuinely don't know, obviously, but people have been asking for a long time. DSP, when are we going to get new merch? And he's always been like, well, I don't have a storefront anymore because Teespring this and nobody will accept me. Why? But if it's something that they want, why are you not at least trying to save up so that you can do that? And I see it in chat. Yeah, do pre-orders. He could do pre-orders. He absolutely could do pre-orders, but he doesn't look into anything at all. He just wants to shut everything down and say he can't do it because he doesn't want to, but he won't just admit that he doesn't want to. He'd rather lie.
what you're suggesting, working with a small business, there's not a single small business in the United States of America that is going to say, oh, yeah, we know Darkside Phil. We'll just, of the goodness of our own hearts, produce all of your merchandise completely for free. We'll front all the production costs of everything for you. And therefore, people can just order it out of our warehouse and buy it, you know, because we trust that you're going to sell merchandise. That will never happen, okay? Small businesses will require you to do the investment model, where you have to put your money into it first, pre-produce all the merch first, and then it's up to you to push that merch and sell it on the internet, okay? I don't have that money. I don't have any money to invest into merchandise. Zero. I have $0 right now that I can invest in merchandise, okay? So.
Nice. Or, yo, we'll see you, Sweet Papa Stovepipe. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
That are order-based. And sadly, the ones that are out there, I hate to say it, are businesses that are, how can I say? I mean, I know this sounds really dumb, but essentially they're kind of left-leaning, meaning if they get bombarded with complaints by my trolls saying, did you know that Phil in the past said this racist thing and said this sexist thing and did that?
Well, you did.
Quotes that I did a decade ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Out of context quotes of my content that literally that's not what I'm saying, but they make it sound like I am, because anything out of context can make it sound like you said something awful, right? And they bombard.
Heaven forbid that DSP be held responsible for things that he said, right? Like that comes with the territory of being on YouTube. That's why you shouldn't be saying things on the internet that, like, everything is forever. They always told me that as a kid. Anything that you do on the internet is going to be forever, and people can look at it and it's going to be held against you if it is something atrocious. DSP is being held to that. The thing that I was told as a child, 20-plus-year-old DSP just didn't understand the concept. He was just doing whatever he wanted. And now that people are looking back at it, like, and it's unacceptable. It was unacceptable then too, but now that it's definitely unacceptable and he's being held to it, he wants to bitch, moan, and complain about everything. Heaven forbid, dude. Come on.
Bother with that. Our business won't be associated with someone like that. And then they just say, okay, well, forget it. We're not going to partner with you. And they, you know, and the problem is they won't do it up front.
Yeah. And the slave trade joke happened a year ago. It wasn't that long ago. He's not some like reformed man. He's the same guy. That's why he has to bite his fingernails every time he sees a black person on screen, because he can't help himself. That's who he is. So when they look, and I'm not saying that it's a good idea to go to these sites and tell them like, hey, you're working with DSP, he's a racist or whatever, because I personally don't subscribe to any of that. I don't do any gay ops. I'm just here to laugh. But when they do those things, they're not lying. He does say a bunch of racist shit. Whether they're jokes or not is entirely subjective. Some of them definitely don't come across as such, and they're too frequent and convenient that, you know, they are all jokes. There's definitely, I think, some predilection in there, but they're not lying. You can't be upset that people are taking what you say and just repeating it, and then other people are coming to conclusions about it. In the same way that he shouldn't be upset about this is how you don't play videos that are just his content cut. It's your fault you put it online. It's your fault that you're terrible at the game and you say the things that you say when you play them. Nobody else is responsible for the things that you say except for you. But you have to understand when you put that content out there that people are going to do this.
Because all these businesses are automated. So I'll make my page, I'll make a whole page of designs, and everyone will start to order, and then all of a sudden they'll get 400 troll complaints, and then they'll just shut my page down. So all that work and effort of someone designing merch and stuff for me, and then me loading it in there and setting it up, and everyone's placing orders, and they all get canceled. So what's the point, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, he was damn near 30 and talked like a teenager and still learning right from wrong, and he still does that to this day. I don't get that. You can't do that. You just can't, and it's in part due to the way that he was brought up. It's in part due to just his own hard-headedness and inability to become a better person. It is also in part the fact that he has not had almost any social interaction with the outside world in actual years. Like since pretty much since he moved out of the condo into Washington, he has not had any sort of interaction with anybody other than the live-in soulmates that he's had and Jasper. But like, maybe Jasper's a racist. Who knows? I don't like to think that of Agent DeClaude, but maybe. I don't know. I never talked to the guy. He just needs to talk to more people. He needs to have that social interaction in order to actually understand how to communicate socially on a stream, but he doesn't do that.
Third-party sites that will consider doing this. And people sent me some suggestions. None of them are, like, one of them was like, you need to have over 1 million subscribers on your YouTube channel or social network for us to do business with you. So it said. And I was like, well, I don't have that. I have 200,000 on my YouTube channel, right? I mean, if you combine all my YouTube channels together and my social media, maybe I've got like 300,000, 350 tops. I'm nowhere near 1 million. So without having that level of clout, I guess, these businesses won't do business with you. And the ones that are out there that are the freebies, they all just bend over to complaints of it. And you know, my trolls will always just lie and say fucked up stuff about me. That's not true. And
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
La Emotica just super chat $4.99. Genuinely appreciate you and how you approach this with kindness. I love stuff like regarded instead of the other R word.
I'm happy that I can do that for you. I really do try not to be upset and angry with DSP. I know it doesn't always come off that way, but I try my best. Thank you, La Emotica, for the $4.99. I appreciate it.
They'd rather err on the side of caution than get in trouble, I guess, for selling merch from someone who's considered, you know, a racist or something, which you guys know I'm not. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That little chuckle, eye roll when he says that he's not a racist, very telling. Very telling. Also, when he gets into communication with these merch businesses, he opens up, like, if you watched my video on the Boogie Doc, or if you watched the Boogie Doc in and of itself, when Boogie goes into that interview with the hiring agency, he walks in and immediately tells them everything that's wrong with him. He's got, you know, X amount of conditions. He's unemployable. He's a felon. If you look online, you're going to see all sorts of horrible stuff about him, about like children and beating his wife or something like that. And like, that's how DSP gets into communication with these businesses online. He immediately emails them and says, oh, is it cool if I set up a page on your site? Because people are going to come by and they're going to harass you and they're going to send you threatening emails and they're going to tell you I'm a racist and this, that, and the third. Of course they're not going to want you there. This is the worst introduction to you possible, and you've done it to yourself. Who introduces themselves like that? Who's going to sell themselves? Like, why would you try and sell yourself like that? You're doing yourself a disservice.
So, I can't work with a small business to do merch. As much as the suggestion seems like it would work, it would not work. Okay? Let's continue. Let's see here. It's been a while since you did a Game Pass Marathon. So many different games that would be fun to do again. Dark Tide, Call of the Wild, The Angler, Party Animals, Lamplighters League, Broforce, and many more. Let's do it. Alice Madness Returns. You played in 2011. It would be awesome to see it run. All right. Can I be honest with you guys? You guys suggesting games for me to play is a waste of everybody's time. Yours and mine. I'm not playing those games right now. Right?
And you please keep in mind that, as someone said previously, that in this suggestion thread, he specifically said, give me game suggestions. Because I think even he said that the suggestion thread started in the summer when games were supposed to be slow. You know, it's always a slow summer of games or whatever, and he wound up playing a bunch of Street Fighter 6. He asked specifically to suggest games, and then he finally gets around to looking at the suggestions in the order that they were suggested, and I would imagine he started, you know, from beginning to end, right? So the very first suggestion was the very first suggestion ever. So these are probably people suggesting to play games during a slow time, and he's actively upset and saying that they're wasting everybody's time by suggesting the games that he asked for.
Now it's the middle.
Very respectful to his audience.
I'm backlogged on the new games I'm playing. There's more new games coming out.
Little did they know he was going to look at it during the hardcore gaming season, dude.
I get it, but your suggestions like that are something for when there's downtime, not for now. So putting it in the suggestion box now is a waste of your and my time. Knights of the Old Republic 2, let's play. Okay, waste of time.
And look, I like Knights of the Old Republic. Not the biggest fan of Knights of the Republic 2. Yo, thanks Whirlwind for the sub. Appreciate it, brother. But to just outright Knights of the Old Republic 2, let's play, waste of time. Dude, seriously? Outright hostile. Who would ever give this man any sort of money when he's being outright hostile? And yeah, Dead XO, there is a video released at noon today. It's out. It's out now. I'm streaming over it, which is probably not a good idea, but we're here anyway. We're doing it.
Cut out the Q&A sections of your podcast, make it special again for Ask the King, and play Lost Odyssey. Well, here's the thing, okay? Ask the King has absolutely 1,000,000% gone completely neglected this year. We have not done an episode of Ask the King since March, I think? Because I think the last episode was supposed to be in May. And what ended up happening was when May came, we were busy. And everyone was like, you don't need to do Ask the King. You're so busy, you answer people's questions every day, right? So just do it later. So I said, all right, we'll do it in June. Street Fighter's out. Do it later. All right, we'll do it in July. And now this is going on. Now do this, do that. You see? And all year, Ask the King just got forgotten. We haven't done Ask the King all year long. Now,
Yo, and I've said this before. I think that Ask the King used to be his best worst content before the reacts existed. It was an entire stream dedicated to answering dented ass questions with god-awful, elaborate answers and excuses that made no sense. It's some of my favorite DSP content, and I think about watching old Ask the Kings. I don't even know if they still exist on the internet, but I think about watching them like on stream or whatever with you guys, because they are so awful. I don't really remember specifically if they're just boring, but I remember a lot of the answers were the most dented thing on the planet and completely inexcusable. So please bring back Ask the King. It's fantastically bad.
because I haven't done Ask the King.
I used to watch Tevin restream them all the time. That's man, there was so many car rides I had to take where I was listening to those, and
no, right?
It didn't make it any shorter, but I definitely had a better time.
Every day I do a podcast where I talk with you guys and we answer your questions, right? We go in depth a lot of the times with these questions and things like that when there's times and stuff like that. But I'm an interactive streamer now, and I told you guys like 3 years ago that I thought the Ask the King have become outdated, and I didn't really feel that I had a place in my content anymore because I was answering your questions live all day, every day, especially chill streams. Like whenever I'm playing a chill, relaxing game and we're talking almost the whole time, that's when we're getting a lot of questions, discussed or whatever. So because of that, the way I see it anyway, it is obsolete. But people kind of demand it over the years. No, it's your longest running legacy show. We absolutely want to see you keep doing Ask the King, so please keep it in the rotation. So I did. But then this year is the year where it kind of like hit the fan. And if you haven't noticed, no one's asking for it. It's not like people are like, man, we're really missing Ask the King. We're so sad. No one has said that this year. I'm not even a single person has said that this year. Okay? So
what about this person who just suggested that you bring it back? Is that one person that's asking for Ask the King? Or how many upvotes does it have? Is that multiple people asking for it? And also, you've gotten the suggestion multiple times not to do Q&As every single day. And if that's the case, if you're not doing Q&As every single day, doing a once a month Q&A where you have elaborate answers to larger questions where you get more in depth about it probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. Dead air. Sorry, I just spaced out. Yeah, I don't think bringing back Ask the King if you're not actively doing Q&As every single day is a bad idea. And you've gotten the suggestion multiple times to not do that, to not do the Q&As every day. So why don't you take both those suggestions and run with them together?
it definitely feels to me like
No, waifu. I'm so sorry. Dead air. I said the sentence and spaced.
Naturally happen where no one really needs it. There's no need for it. I used to do a holiday Ask the King for Thanksgiving every year. Do we need to do it this year? Not really, right? What's the point? We're talking every day. So, in my opinion, I don't really see the point. Now, this person says, just don't do any Q&A whatsoever on any of your daily streams. Instead, just save it for Ask the King. So you want me to never answer questions? Never. Wow. Cut out all Q&A sections of podcasts and content so you can do Ask the King again. Is that what you guys really want? You never...
No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying the dedicated Q&A segment at the end of every single podcast should be cut. You should go directly into the video games. You should continue to interact and answer questions like you always do. But anybody who wants a dedicated answer from you that's more elaborate, well thought out, pre-planned explanation of to their question should just put those into the Ask the King thread or whatever, for the end of the month. And then they can get the answer that they most would want. This is a weird way to say it. They could get an acceptable style answer, like that's any better, to their question instead of this whatever haphazard ass answer that you decide to give them at the end of the stream as you're stalling for time because you don't want to play games. That's what they're saying. But he's taking it to the extreme. 100%. So you guys want me to just never interact with chat and not answer any of your questions and just tell you to wait till the end of the month and you can ask me all the questions there and I'll just acknowledge them all there and you guys can just sit in the chat and watch me play games and that be it? Is that what you want? Like, no, that's not what anybody said. You're an idiot. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting when people think like that.
Ever want me to talk to you guys and answer your questions ever on stream? If you ask me a question, sorry, we're withholding that question. And if you would like a good answer, save that for Ask the King, which is coming up in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Forum, right?
Yeah.
Submit it in the post, right?
I hate this guy.
You don't want me to ever answer any questions at all.
We get the sip. 1, 2, 2 and a smack.
Do you see my point?
2 smacks.
The whole thing is I'm an interactive streamer. We have conversations. We have fun. Right? I do feel like the one thing that's lacking when we don't do Ask the King, the one thing that's lacking, if someone asks me a question where we could get into a really in-depth answer, if there's a big story or history behind it, right?
Yo, thank Donzel for the sub. Appreciate it, brother.
Actually, I got this big story to tell you about it, about my past, and let's do this, and then the answer's like 20 minutes long. You don't get 20-minute long answers, usually, on a podcast or in the midst of a game playthrough. You're just not going to get that level of answer because we're moving. We're constantly moving. We're on to the next thing. We're continuing with the gameplay. We can't hold up the stream.
Wait. Run that shit back.
My past, and let's do this. The one thing that's lacking, if someone asks me a
Yes.
question
Yeah.
where we could get into a really in-depth answer. If there's a big story,
Yeah.
history behind it, right?
Uh-huh. Right. I'm agreeing.
Ask me a question. I'm like, well, actually, I got this big story to tell you about it, about my past, and let's do this, and then the answer's like 20 minutes long. You don't get 20-minute long answers usually on a podcast or in the midst of a game playthrough. You're just not going to get that level of answer.
And this is exactly what I was saying. If people want an in-depth answer, Ask the King is the exact style content that they are looking for. This is a reason why he should do it.
Because we're moving. We're constantly moving. We're on to the next thing. We're continuing with the gameplay. We can't hold up the stream, right? So I understand that in that case, okay?
Nice.
I definitely understand that there's something lacking. And maybe it does stand to reason that every once in a while we should do an Ask the King. Maybe we should bring back Ask the King for Christmas. Maybe we...
Okay. So we hated all over the suggestion when we first got it. Nobody's asking for Ask the King. What do you want me to do? Just not respond to questions. This is absurd. The dumbest idea we've ever heard. And then he talks himself into actually thinking it's a decent idea to do it every once in a while, which is kind of all that anybody was suggesting to begin with. Great. I'm glad we could dunk all over this person and act like they're regarded when DSP is the one who completely just didn't understand that he could shape the content to fit his schedule or however best he thinks that it would work. I hate it here.
Absolutely should do Holiday Ask the King. A Christmas-themed Ask the King where you could have burning questions you had all year that I didn't answer. Holiday questions for the year end. We are so close to 100 episodes. I want to say we're like 3 episodes away from episode 100 for the show. And it absolutely could
What
be
in the goddamn?
Derek Second of Coomland just super chat 50 Danish kroner. Turns out that kids don't need to eat every day, so here's money. If same is true for wife, there might be more later.
Oh, dude. Thanks. Let me get all of your wife's food money. Of course. Thank you for the 50 Danish kroner. I guess that is an amount of money. Danish people exist, Canadians don't. We're on that Canadian slander gang. I appreciate it. What was the name? Derek's second of Gone Forever. Thank you, Derek second. I appreciate it. The 50 kroner.
Episode of the entire series to end the series, right? It could be. So let's think about it. All right. And let me know. But would I stop doing Q&A on my podcast and other content to save all questions for Ask the King? No, that's ridiculous. I mean, I became an interactive streamer in 2017. That's what I signed up for, to answer people's questions, right? Play Lost Odyssey. I'd love to play Lost Odyssey.
Exactly, Dead Exo. Syrup slurpers are just an urban legend.
Will I ever stream or post videos in 4K resolution? I'm not opposed to it. Okay? What I will say is this. Sadly, a lot of games, even though they run at 4K, they will not run at 60 frames per second. And I'm just starting to enjoy the fact that in the last 1 to 2 years, the vast majority of games that I've been playing can be played at 60 frames per second. It seems like the first time in 100 years that that's possible, right? It's stupid that games have taken this long to have 60 frames as a standard option, performance to be a standard option in a new release. But you're not going to get that at 4K, right? In addition, 4K resolution is an incredibly high required bitrate for both broadcasting and recording. I think I could do it. Even if I wanted to do it now, I probably could. But I think the question would actually be more of, could people watch it? It's such a high bitrate. Who could watch?
I am not a graphics whore, particularly as someone who plays like old Fallout, like Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim, and like heavily mods, and I play like RimWorld. Like, I'm clearly not a graphics whore. Graphics don't matter to me. I am more of an FPS kind of guy. I have a 144 hertz monitor. I prefer to play at 144 hertz. But like 4K, like 4K content, 4K streams, like I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's never mattered to me. And the DSP has been talking too much about 4K recently. For someone who doesn't have the capabilities and it's too high of a bit rate and who could even watch it, like he's talked about 4K at least a couple of times as of recently. It's why? Just to waste time? Great. I'm glad that we could read these in order because this is not important. Who is streaming at 4K and why do they care?
Watch at 4K. Who has that internet that can even handle that, right? And then on top of that, no, with my current hardware, I can't do 4K. My current hardware, the highest resolution it'll do is 1080p. I can't even do 1440p if I wanted to. All this capture stuff I'm using only does 1080p, okay?
That's because all your capture software is ancient and you refuse to upgrade anything at all. So, I mean, you've got no one to blame for that but yourself, because they definitely make 4K capture software. They definitely make 4K, like, capture hardware, if that's what you need. I've been saying for a very long time now that you should have been switched to PC streaming and PC gaming. It would drastically improve your setup and allow you to do a lot more things and reduce the heat that's put off in that room. And then you wouldn't have to do the weatherman segment every day, because I hate that. Don't tell me about how hot it is in your room. It's stupid. Nice snort.
Even if I wanted to do up to 4K, it does 4K pass-through, but it does not do 4K resolution. So I would need a full hardware upgrade. I would need a better PC, better capture device.
And that's probably what this was for. This was a sneak bank. He's telling you that he can't do it because he's incapable and he would need better hardware. So please donate, and he might just spend that money on hardware, but he totally won't. He's just going to continue to pull Hogan's and drink gin.
We've avoided. We've literally upgraded everything else, right? My TV, my game consoles, my capture device, my lighting, my camera. I mean, you go through every piece here has been upgraded in the last 2 to 3 years. Everything but the PC. The PC is still the 9-year-old PC, and it still works. It's not really having any problems. It's allowing me to keep doing what I need to do, and anything like 1080p, I'm good. When I need to go to 4K, I guess that's going to be when we're forced to do that kind of an upgrade, okay?
Forced to go to 4K? Is that what he said? We're forced to go to 4K?
When I need to go to 4K, I guess that's going to be when we're forced to do that kind of an upgrade.
Oh, no, when we need to go to 4K, then we're going to be forced to do the upgrade. Oh, of course, because there's going to be a need to go to 4K. It's going to be unacceptable. It's going to be a crime to stream in anything under 4K. Of course. David O'Neill, can I stream New Vegas for you? I don't have New Vegas installed right this second. That frequently gets mass uninstalled on my PC to start from scratch. I don't think I've played it, honestly, since I 100%ed it not that long ago. So
Okay?
Sorry. Like I said, I've modded Skyrim, though.
Go to a local Street Fighter tournament and play without online lag. Why? What's the point of that?
To prove that you can actually play the game at the level that you claim that you can play it on? Yo, stream me modding New Vegas? Dude, my girlfriend got one of those live one day when she came over to my parents' house. I was in the middle, and I was like, I gotta finish this up real quick. I think she sat there for probably about an hour and a half before I quit modding it, and I had to uninstall it because it didn't work. But yes, DSP, go to competitions to prove that you're as good as you say you
I
are.
don't even understand what the point of that would be.
Please,
I have no
get
idea.
decimated
I'm not a
IRL.
Street Fighter player at all. I don't care about competitive Street Fighter anymore.
Thank you, Salty Potato, for the sub. I really appreciate it.
It would mean sacrificing being a variety content creator.
Tourneys would be good content.
Quite honestly, and here's another funny part about this too, okay? If you didn't notice, when Street Fighter 6 came out, and there was tons of hype around the game.
Oh, also, Meester, has he approved a single suggestion? No. He half approved Ask the King after he talked himself into it. But no, every single suggestion he is slammed into the ground. Absolutely get him out of here. He took the suggestion, crushed its skull.
2-3 months, man, people
Bam.
absolutely ate up every piece of content I put out of Street Fighter 6, right? As I learned the game, I got good at it, I got to master level with multiple characters. You know what I mean? It was good stuff. Now when I play it, it's all right, but you notice a lot of that hype is gone. Why? Because the hype for the game is played out. The game came out in June. It's November.
Yo, big ups, Dandy Dante. Thanks for stopping by. We're hanging, we're banging.
And imagine, just imagine, if I had made that decision, that I'm going to commit that much time and effort. And by the way, that would have meant playing half the games that I've played between June and now. Literally, half the releases that I've played.
No, it shouldn't be that low. I'll turn it up. I don't know why it's so low.
Tons of
What is
Street Fighter.
going
Like every other stream would be Street Fighter. Okay? And then traveling, going to tournaments and events. I would have had to attend a bunch of locals in Seattle and stuff like that.
on? I turned it up.
All for what? Right? Just to get to a level where maybe I can semi-hang with people in the area. But what would it been? What would have been the benefit of doing that? Because by now, the hype's already dead. So unless you're completely in the pro circuit and you're planning on being a pro player who's going to be like top level, making money playing these games, what benefit would that have done for me? Right? So that's what
Maybe it would have been fun. Maybe maybe it would have made for good content, like other people were saying. Maybe it would have proven something. Maybe you could have met people. Maybe you could have networked. Maybe you could have built some hype around the game that you were playing. But instead, you did nothing, and you raged at Salty Fight Nights, and it sucked, and I hated it.
I mean, like, this is what people just don't understand.
174 likes, but no bubbles. Sorry, we don't have bubbles. We did Cat King.
Incredible amount of time, skill, effort, dedication, money. All this is an investment. It's all an investment to do it. And I've been there, done that. I've invested all that time, effort, money, skill, all that into it at one point in my life when I was in my 20s. And after the end of doing that for many, many years, I determined even then that was too much of a waste of all my life putting into Street Fighter. I didn't see the benefit, right? Even if today I were to be signed by an esports team to travel the world and all that, I still don't think it would be worth it. I still feel like there's not enough of a benefit, right? It's too much.
And next, you just said this in chat. It's local, not Evo. Exactly. You don't have to be top of the line, best on the planet, super time investment, fly across the country. Like, just go to your local Seattle tourney and play. Just place wherever you place and have fun and make a couple of videos on it, right? That's all he'd have to do. He doesn't have to sink hundreds and hundreds of dollars. He lives, 15 minutes out of Seattle? There's definitely tournaments happening. He said himself that Seattle is a hotbed for gaming. They definitely have some sort of local tourney going on that he could go to and just play and just, I guess, prove to somebody that he's actually as good as he says he is, which he's not. When he has to play somebody IRL, he's absolutely going to blame everything that he can except for lag, because it couldn't actually be an excuse, but he'd probably still manage to find a way, obviously. And I think that he knows that, and that's why he would never do that. It could be that he doesn't want to invest the time. It could be that he doesn't want to invest the money or whatever, right? But I think it's also because he knows that he still can't stack up regardless.
Much of a sacrifice. It means I wouldn't be able to spend time with my family. I wouldn't be able to put out the kind of content that I like for you guys, the variety of content. What's the point? So, go to locals and try to get good. And why? Why? I don't even understand it. The gimmick would last one tournament. Phil went to one tournament and he either did good or he didn't or whatever, and then no one cares. So, So I don't get it. Like, what are we even talking about? Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's a lot of suggestions we've gone through. I think for today we will pause the suggestion box. That was a good 40 minutes of suggestions.
So that's 40 minutes of suggestions, which is about right. We started at the timer was on 51. We're at 28, so that's like 30 minutes of suggestions, I suppose. All of them bad. No, it's all of them. Not a single suggestion was worth this shit. Get him out of here. Everybody sucks. DSP's the smartest individual on the planet. Nobody had a good idea that he didn't think of already. Amazing. And then since then, this was Monday, November 6th. Since then, suggestion box has not been read. There's been no suggestions. He was going to do it Wednesday, I think, and he wound up, maybe it was Thursday. And then it was Wednesday. Thursday's the day off. He wound up just talking over it and then saying that he doesn't have time and then doing a Q&A instead. But he took a 20-minute bathroom break before the stream, making him late, and then a 20-minute bathroom break at the end of the stream. We love our bathroom breaks. Couldn't take that time to do the suggestions, obviously. Shadow ban. Sent to ban world. Never coming back. I mean, maybe they will come back. Next week he'll do one, if that. But I can't imagine that he's actually going to go through all of these. There's no way. There's no way.
Okay? Now, I would love to hear feedback. If you heard any of my responses to the suggestions and you want to follow up, leave comments on this video. Please, give me your feedback and let me know what you think about what we just talked about. I need feedback. It's not just me talking to you. It's us having a dialogue. I want to hear what you think it is would be the benefit. For example, that whole idea of member Mondays or whatever. I don't get it. I just don't understand how that would work for me. That sounds like something that works for a giant streamer who's in demand. I'm not a giant streamer who's in demand. So how would that work for me, right? Again.
So, guys, I know I shit all over your suggestions, but please give me feedback about how I responded to your suggestions so I can shit on that too. He doesn't care. If you really want feedback, DSP, it's really this simple. When you're taking suggestions, thank you, Sushi Stash, for the subscription. Appreciate it. When you're taking suggestions from your audience via however you do that, don't be dismissive. Don't act like an asshole. Actually consider it, and don't make up arbitrary excuses as to why you can't do everything. And also, actually understand what you asked for, because you asked for game suggestions, and then you shit on everybody who suggested a game. It's a bad look. You look stupid, and nobody wants to see that, and you ruin your own image like that. That's my feedback. Please, watch this. Watch all 4 hours of my stream or whatever. 3.5.
Everyone else who's 10 times, 20 times, 50 times bigger than me does not work for me. I'm a small-time guy, so I have to do what works, right? Okay. Let me blow my nose, and I'll be right back, and then we'll continue on with shout-outs and the like.
All right. Going to shout-outs and the like. What time is it? I'm getting hungry. I'm getting fumbly. Yeah, 12:30. I think that's it, folks. I'll give it a few minutes. We'll listen to a couple of songs. We can talk for a few minutes, but I'm not going to watch anything else. We're done. So, no. YouTube, get out of here. I'm not talking to you.
We're not doing that. It's business as usual here on
Business as usual here.
We have fun. If you guys like it, you support it.
No, Cypher, he has no idea what works. Hence his bankruptcy.
Through it. How are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very.
Yeah, late here and now I'm leaving. I know. I fucked it.
Right now, the week is going slow. It gets to me.
Cosmic, thank you for stopping by. Glad I could provide a stream for y'all today. I also had fun.
Losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my shit now. A full podcast booked.
Absolutely, 7 Vin. 7.
Everything's booked.
Appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you, Tay. Thank you. Warren, shout out all you guys. Auto Pico, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Y'all are who I do it for.
Through it. How are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips.
Scoot Boot, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I cannot do it all day. I get hungry. I've been had to pee. And I have plans to watch the fights tonight. UFC's on.
This is how I'm doing. Losers out there.
Thank you, Crust Punks. Big ups. Renee, we're going to the round table for the super secret detractor meeting. I still need an invite. I don't know if I'm on like the ban list or the do not invite list. It's messed up. I've been waiting.
How are you doing? This is how I'm doing.
Sure, MG, I'm glad I could be entertaining while you're at work.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Felipe, you're going for Pereira? All right, that's fine. It's one of the few times I don't actually care who wins. Not because I don't like either of them, but because I do like both of them. So I'm happy either way. My money would be on Jiri. So Alex is so winning. Maybe. That's what's up. He just hit like a Mack truck.
You can't speak to me. My services cost.
What if you ordered DoorDash for me? Yo, that Wendy's chili was sounding bussin' earlier. Where are my LTG style jugs? My piss jugs? I don't do that. That's gross. It's just a bad idea. Because then you gotta dump them out, and if you don't remember, then it becomes a whole thing. Who I got for the main card? I got I'm picking Jiri, and I'm picking what's his last name? The Russian guy, not Aspinall. I like Aspinall, but I think that Russian guy, man, he's every time I see him fight, he puts people away. And Aspinall, even though I think he put on Curtis Blades last time, he had that knee thing not that long ago, and I just don't know if that's where it needs to be.
You took the first step towards a public view.
Thanks for stopping by, Kaiju.
Crispy jawline. You're not crispy, dumbass. You're crisp. My streams are.
No, Felipe, you can't count Brazilian fighters out. Not at all.
Look at my face.
I really wish Oliveira would have beat Islam, to be honest with you. Not a big Islam fan. Not the religion. I'm talking about Islam Makhachev. Please. That's DSP energy. Yeah, Sanghili, Alex does have the touch of death, but Jiri he really survived that onslaught with Glover. Glover was putting the work in. Thanks, waifu, for stopping by. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Yes, please go watch my video. It came out at noon.
Fuck my wife. Fuck my wife.
See you, Tay.
Absolutely has sex.
Yeah, we're talking UFC here. Juan Espino. Whom? Not a name I'm familiar with. Maybe I should be.
Sex.
Yes, DSP will be streaming soon, in a couple of hours, isn't he? Yeah, he starts streaming at 2 my time. It's only 12:41.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, he starts at 1:45 Eastern, but you know he's not actually on stream till 2.
Sex with my wife. Tyrone.
Yeah, sorry, crazy acid trip. You're gonna have to rewind the stream, run it back.
7.
Stream's over.
My wife is squirting everywhere. Oiled up.
Let this song finish, and I'm out of here.
Five guys.
I'm gonna get my thoughts on the Boogie interview with Review Tech and Mudahar. I watched it.
With my wife.
There's not really a lot for me to say there. It was just a lot of them bickering back and forth, and Muda saying that the math didn't add up in the documentary, and then Boogie saying, well, I didn't check his math, which just is stupid to me because it's a documentary that people are going to look at and take at face value because you had a hand in it. You should have taken more care when you did the documentary to make sure that the numbers were at least right or ballparked correctly enough. And he didn't do that, so he's got no one to blame for that but himself. And that's really the only take I can have. And then them basically just screaming at each other about some tweets. Like, I don't care about any of that. That's stupid.
The chat.
Good luck in your War Thunder, Ghost McFright. Hope you win. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, Felipe, he doesn't start playing the game till like 4, even though he shows up at 2. You got to do the podcast, dude. All right, folks. Appreciate it. Love y'all.